Good afternoon, folks, and welcome to Martinsville Speedway for the Bluegrass Cup Series. As we're going to set the round of four tonight here, and we saw a great Truck Series race last night. I mean, we saw Ronnie Shirk pick up the win, but other than that, it was a action-filled night all night. I mean, we had Jeremiah Hobbs, who's currently up here in the booth with us, joining us tonight for the Cup race. I want to say, Jeremiah, you're the first Truck Series guest in for the Cup Series, so congratulations on that. But
Hell
you,
yeah.
you ran here last night at Martinsville. Let the fans know if they weren't for the Truck Series, what these drivers are going to be expecting here tonight.
Well, expect if you were able to watch inside the car, mirror, mirror, mirror in front of you, mirror in front of you, mirror in front of you. You got 50 things going on at once, man. It's going to be a crazy race, especially with the speed of these Cup cars, man. Last night it was set at a bar. Well, this about 2 times higher.
Yeah, we definitely got a good little race set in front of us. 250 laps here at Martinsville. We're gonna see if these how well these drivers are gonna keep it clean. We know we got a good group of race cars going in for that round of four. I mean, you got Scott Fritz leading it, and you got a couple of guys that are wanting to get themselves in all the way down to that 8th position. So it's gonna be a good race. We definitely saw one last night in the Truck Series. Had a couple crazy freak accidents for a lot of the championship contenders, and it definitely shaped things up, opened it wide open. I'm excited to see how this Cup Series race is going to form out here tonight. Like you said, as you see that Wyatt Brackett just getting it really hard, he's going to put it into that outside wall on his lap number 1 attempt. So that just shows you a lot of speed to carry in these race cars. He's going to get one more try at it. That 96 Dylan Butler, who's actually on his 3rd lap, so this lap does not count. But he is currently sitting in that 9th position. Yeah, he is back out, so he'll get just this turn 3, turn 4 warm up, and then he'll have to get on the grass, and then it'll be a full send here. This will be his only attempt at a qualifying lap. Got on board 3 England machine. See how he is able to get himself around this racetrack. All right, well, looks like we got about 5 minutes, 5.5 minutes, 4.5 minutes, somewhere close around that area. Bad at math. As left up qualifying, and so we're gonna go ahead and bring those points up on your screen. Let you see those 8 drivers fighting for those final 4 positions as they are up on your screen. You're gonna see that that one of Scott Fritz, currently your points leader with those 3 wins on the season, picked up the win last week. So Scott Fritz is currently your points leader with James Allen in that 2nd spot. As Scott Fritz, is locked in. James Allen going to be sitting in 2nd place. Trenton Jump in 3rd, who we had in the booth with us, and the other guy we had in the booth, Alex Huffman, he's going to be sitting in that 4th position in points. So those guys right now might feel comfortable, but they've got a lot of guys coming and barking at those hills. 4 other cars to be exact, which is going to be that 5th place position going to Wyatt Brackett, Matt Grenier in 6th, Jon Schwartz in 7th, and Frankie Barroso in that 8th place. And that's going to be your remaining playoff contenders. So yeah, we're gonna see a good race here for the championship, as we've got 8 drivers definitely ready to do it, ready to get it done, and going into this race here tonight, gonna be fun to see when these guys start to use the bumper, and how aggressive the non-championship drivers are gonna race going into tonight's event. As you see that 48 of Mo Abbott setting his outlap as he is gonna get on the gas for his first time lap here tonight.
Yeah, I'd say one big thing for these drivers here is that the braking zones, it's huge, 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 huge. You brake half a car later, you're going to slide up. You brake half a car earlier, and next thing you know, you're backtracking, trying to bring that momentum back up. So Mo here, it's crucial because you only get 2 laps, and it feels like it's literally basically almost 30 seconds. And so it's really key to mark everything, make sure you brake straight in, have a good arc through the corner, and keep that car as straight as possible. That's going to be the key for tonight.
Yeah, you definitely got to be on your rhythm here at a track like Martinsville. That's going to put Mo Abbott only into 11th, only going to better himself by 1 position, but we'll see how that 48 Lowe's machine works his way out through the rest of the night. But, like you were saying, this track's all about rhythm, man. It's It's going to be fun to see these drivers try to get into that rhythm. Who's going to have the early pace? What car is going to be dominant? What car is going to fall off here early? You know, some of these guys able to get out here, set that qualifying lap, and then in race trim it just kind of, you know, falls away from them a little bit. We'll just have to see how everything does roll out, as we got a good bit of our championship contenders in that top 10 currently, and it's looking like it's going to be a good race here all night tonight. And you're definitely not going to want to miss this one.
It looks like that number 2. Brandon Robertson's going to set himself up in that 8th position, so only bettering himself one position from his first lap. So a lot of these drivers not able to take much position after that first initial lap. You see Brandon Robertson pulling down pit lane now. Doesn't look like anybody's out on track, so it looks like we've got maybe 2 minutes before we go into the qualifying. As you see Dylan Butler still out there, just getting that little bit of lap time, a little bit of practice in on those tires. Maybe wanting to do a couple of laps just to get used to it. You see that 12 Frankie Barroso going to go out on the track right now. Currently sitting in that 8th position in points. He definitely needs something here tonight to be able to move up into that. That 4 to get into the Final 4 next week. So let's see if that 12 can do anything here on these first couple of qualifying laps.
Yeah, definitely need to get that track position for that 12 Frankie Barroso. Bubble driver here tonight. He is, or not even bubble, he is just on the cut line. He is 8th position, dead last in the championship running right now. And a win would go a far way for Frankie Barroso, or everybody just being taken out by the hand of something. That can definitely open up a book for Frankie Barroso. It's not like it's completely over for him. But Frankie Barroso is going to have to get on the loud pedal. Get on the loud pedal tonight, as well as, some of those other drivers in front of him. I mean, we've got a good group of drivers in front of him. I mean, Jonathan Schwartz sitting in that 7th. Wait, I think that might be unupdated points, correct? Or no, Schwartz fell back, didn't he? Because if he missed that race last week. Yeah, Schwartz is in 7th. That was updated points, excuse me. As Matt Grenier in 6th. I mean, Wyatt Brackett in 5th. I mean, all of those drivers do have a win under him. I mean, Jonathan Schwartz, 5-time winner this season. It's anybody's race here tonight. It's anybody's ball game. It's going to be fun to see how these guys really open up this race going into tonight.
Yeah, I'd say one big thing that's kind of making me think about little things is Matt in the 15. He's looking like not going to qualify here, and man, he had some speed in practice. I know he's got the speed at short tracks, but also to go back on Frankie. Frankie's had an up and down year. And I think maybe this race, he's going to take that big, deep breath and just go for that number 1 position. So this is going to be a pretty important race, of course, to set up the Final 4. But, man, I think, Matt, that's going to be the driver to watch tonight, especially starting at the tail end.
Yeah, it's going to be interesting to see for sure, man. I mean, a lot of these drivers use that experience on the short track, maybe thinking, hey, I'm not qualifying. Chris, what were you going to say?
I was going to say, we do know that 15 car has a fan out there in South Carolina. Rooting for him, Josh, your friend. You said he's got mutual friends with him, so he does have a fan out there in the stands.
Yeah. Small world. All right, Jason's talking on the radio, so I got to listen to our president of Bluegrass.
Yeah, right now we are getting ready to go with the grid here. I'm going to go ahead and get that pulled up on the screen. Because we're waiting for a couple of these cars to get spawned in.
As you'll sit on board here with this Phoenix 795 Chevy Camaro of Jonathan Schwartz, sitting in that 7th place position in points currently. He is going to not round out, but set himself on that pole position here tonight. But look at that, right in that 2nd position, outside lane. It's going to be that T-Berry Motorsports Ford Mustang of Scott Fritz. Points leader coming into tonight, and that number 1 Ford Mustang got himself in a good position here early. Locked in, but we'll still see if Scott Fritz goes for it. Then it's going to be that 2nd place championship runner, Jimmy Allen, going to be lining up P3 in that 16 National Guard Ford Mustang with Trenton Jump, who was in the booth with us here last night. 3rd in points. He is going to be lining up P4. Then it's going to be John Kinder, Bender Kinder in that Rims 121 Ford Mustang. He's going to be lining up P5 here tonight. Adam Lancaster, he is going to be lining up P6. Then it's going to be Frankie Barroso, your guy that is sitting on the dead end of the championship 8. He is going to be lining up P7. Justin Winters, P8. Brendan Robertson going to be lining up P9, and Cale Clifton going to be running out your top 10. And then it's going to be Dylan Butler in that P11 spot, David Brackett in P12.
And
Then it's going to be Mo Abbott in P13 with Wyatt Brackett, P14. Casey Barlow in P15 with Tyler Johnson, P16. Alex Huffman going to be in that P17 spot with Matt Grenier, P18. And did Brian Terry qualify, or is he just not disqualified in race control? Looks like he did. Nope. Yep, there he is. Brian Terry is on the track here tonight. So 19 cars going to take the field. Boys, this is going to be a good one. So you see that Slipknot 13 Brian Terry. You know, Jacob would love that car, Chris.
Yes, he would, Josh. He is definitely a big Slipknot fan. So maybe if Jacob is out there watching, he's got a Brian Terry's got him a fan.
All right, boys. We're pace lights are going to be off. I mean, you were doing this same thing here last night, Jeremiah. What are you expecting here as we go into lap one from these guys? Are you thinking they're going to just be conservative here, try not to have any freak accidents? Or you expecting here early in the green flag run for them to start turning up the pressure already?
I think biggest thing here is track position. Last night, that was a huge thing for a lot of guys. I think here on the start, kind of get their feet wet. I think the number one thing we saw last night was the restarts, getting the traction down. That's going to be crucial here coming to this green flag.
Yes, sir. I would agree with that. Well, it's going to be that Speedworks number one on that outside lane. Scott Fritz, your championship leader, that 7th position in the championship. That 95 Jon Schwartz sitting on the pole. Green's out. And that Scott Fritz machine got a good start, but that 95 going to get rolling back here too wide as they go into turn number one. That Adam Lancaster machine already looks like a little bit out of sorts coming into two. He's going to get it wound back down to that inside lane. And it's going to be Jonathan Schwartz who nets himself out here early in the lead, but it looks like we had a car on the wall back there. Not sure who that was. That looks like that could be that 52 machine. Is that Justin Winters? That's not Justin Winters. That's that 50 of Kel Clifton, excuse me. I just saw a 5. That one, caution's already out here. Oh, no. Let's see what happened to Kinder here. Oh, big contact on the front straightaway. Looks like Frankie Barroso involved.
Yeah, unfortunate to see that 12 around. Doesn't look like he has too much damage, but we'll go back and see what happened. Looks like coming out of the corner, maybe one of them got a little loose. You saw a little bit of checking up going on there coming out of the turn. You see the video Kel Clifton.
Yeah, it looks like they're kind of just beating on each other through the corner, and that's a big thing here. Once you hit them once, you're probably going to hit them again. So I think that's what just happened here out of 4.
Well, looks like Frankie Barroso definitely was getting on that loud pad early, trying to get it rolling, and yeah, he just said over the radio he takes 100% full responsibility. I mean, it was 250 lap race, man, and Frankie Barroso already trying to make up that track position you were talking about, and unfortunately, it's going to collect John Kinder and himself. I mean, not too much damage to that 21. He took a nice little shot, though, from Adam Lancaster. That's going to hurt his night early, but that 21 of John Kinder definitely took the brute of the force here, and that just shows that short track aggression, man. They're already getting it out early.
Yeah, as you saw, Dylan Butler getting it woed up there behind John Kinder, Frankie Barroso going around. Tyler Johnson and Brian Terry also says they crashed, but I think it might have been whenever they slowed down. So maybe a little bit of checking up there from Tyler Johnson.
Yeah, but it looks like we're going to have a repeat of last night. Lap 1 caution here in the championship race to set the championship for. So, or in the playoff race to set the championship for, excuse me. Lap 1 caution, man. Just like in the Truck Series last night, we had the freak accident with Jason Collins on the start. Spun the rears up, got it loose off the initial start. Here we got a wreck coming into turn 3 with Frankie Barroso and that 21 of John Kinder. So looks like the that early tempo we were talking about last night in the truck race. You know, usually when the Truck Series has a very aggressive race, that Cup Series is about 10 times more aggressive because those boys just get out there and will run so hard against each other. So you're already seeing it here earlier.
Yeah, I'd say one other thing about that too is Frankie, I mean, he's trying as much as he can to get every spot matters. I mean, we saw that last night with the situation on the cutoff. I mean, you could finish second in the stage, but then you finishing one position too short, maybe 12th compared to 13th or 12th compared to 11th, and they can change everything. So I think these guys are really trying to get the best of what they can early because, like I said, track position is huge. And especially you go a lap down and then 2 laps down, then 3 laps down, not too fun.
As we're back to green flag racing here, and that 95 gonna get off to a good start here. He had a little bit of a battle there with the 1 going into turn number 2, but it looks like that 2 of Brendan Robertson just had a big run in, and here comes Trenton Jump of that outside lane. That 46 machine of that BBS Wills Ford Mustang. We'll see if he is able to clear that too. Looks like he is in front of Brandon Robertson, but he's going to start to stay in that outside lane. as rolling through turn number 2, it's going to be Jonathan Schwartz still out in the lead. Scott Fritz in second, with Jimmy Allen rounding out that top 3. Trenton Jump in 4th. And then it's going to be Brandon Robertson in that 5th position. So right now, your top 4 haven't moved a single spot. Brandon Robertson, your biggest mover in the top 5, 4 positions from that 9th place. He's currently sitting in 5th. But the biggest mover currently is Alex Huffman, up 8 spots in that 9th position, and one of those championship drivers. So one of those guys that needs to really get it done here tonight. It looks like Jonathan Schwartz setting the early pace, 19.33. That's the fastest lap of the session currently. We'll see, though, if him setting fastest lap after fastest lap will eat up those tires. I mean, we know how the tire fall-off here is at Martinsville. So going to be interesting to see these early pit strategies and how this race starts to shape out here. Lap number 9.
Yeah,
Jonathan Schwartz still in the lead.
We do know Jonathan Schwartz does need a good finish here tonight. Definitely needs those stage points. Definitely needs to get up here and take the win because, you know, missing that one race, falling back all the way to that 7th position is definitely hurting. But you see here, Scott Fritz all over that back bumper. So that one car, even though he's locked in, he's still giving it everything he's got. You see Jimmy Allen falling back a little bit, stacking up that 3rd, 4th, and 5th place position back there. So maybe that 16 going on a little bit of conserve as you see him getting a little loose coming out of turn 4.
Yeah, and Brandon Robertson all over the back bumper of Trenton Jump. That's going to put him all over the back bumper of the 16, and you see that 16 going to move to that outside lane. That's going to open that door for that 46. Here comes Trenton Jump. He's going to roll it to that inside lane. He should make this pass here for 3rd, clear out of turn number 4, and he is. 46 at the 3rd place here. Yeah, it's unfortunate to see that 12 of Frankie Barroso. Look at that. He's a lap down now, so that 12 already got a little bit of making up to do here.
I'd say already Alex Huffman up 9 spots from the start, and Matt up 8. They are taking it car by car, getting up to the front. I've been watching them so far. I think they got some speed so far tonight.
Yeah, that 8 of Alex Huffman, did get word that he did get disqualified through qualifying, so had to start in the back. So yeah, Alex Huffman having to work his way up through the field. As you see that 52 of Justin Winters getting out of the way of that 8 car. But we got a lot of shuffling on going up. It looks like Brandon Robertson's starting to figure out the pace as he's got around that 16 of Jimmy Allen.
Yeah, that National Guard machine here in this mid-run, as we're starting to get a little bit into that tire wear battle with that race car. Seems like either he's conserving, just kind of hanging on, maybe waiting for a little bit later in the race to start trying to make those positions back, or he really is just falling off right now, maybe use a little bit too much of that equipment up, trying to hold on to the pace. We'll just have to see how it develops, though, and how all these guys out there, cars do develop throughout the night. As you know, a lot of these drivers, their driving tendencies, the way they enter turns, the way they brake, anything changes up the way those race cars all handle for each other. Some guys going to be fighting that tightness, other guys going to be fighting that looseness. Just all depends on how these guys open. I say that caution is going to be out. Casey Barlow going to be around. That 24 machine, big damage on the front straightaway. We'll have to see what happened to this 24 machine. As caution number 2 brought out here at lap number 16, and that's unfortunate for Casey Barlow. It just said over the radio he ran out of talent, so unfortunate for him. Might have been a single car spin here.
Yeah, it looks like he just kind of was getting on the loud pedal a little too soon on the exit of 4, and once you get loose at a track like this, it's kind of hard to save it.
Oh, yeah, completely agree with that. That is one of those spins that you look at it up here in the booth, and you just think, or if you're not a driver, I would say, if you're looking at it from, you know, a fan's perspective or a spectator's perspective, you just think, oh man, how did he lose that? But in the car, man, you don't really think you're about to lose it until it just snaps. And here at Martinsville, it's hard to gather it back up. Did you see? Yeah, it looked like he was just gripped up. Next thing you know, that rear end's around. He's in that inside wall. Unfortunate for Casey Barlow here early.
The little fishtail, that's deadly. Once you start feeling it, you think, okay, maybe I could ride this out. And sometimes you will. Then when it happens again, you do the same thing, and then sometimes just the dominoes fall and just worse gets worser. And that's what happened right there to Casey's situation. Tough break, Casey. He is a hell of a driver, man. He can get it done week in and week out. So, I mean, hey, you ain't got to have all the body panels on the car to win the race, so you never know what could happen.
Yeah, especially at a track here like Martinsville, man. You know, we've seen some beat-up race cars win here before. Wouldn't be the first time. So Casey Barlow definitely not out of this race. Just hope he has all those engine RPMs. We know those are very, very valuable here on that iRacing platform.
I'd say probably another thing, too, that's going to be kind of to think about strategy, because in last night's race, it was a little interesting to see who was willing to stretch far enough, who was willing to kind of save a little bit of fuel. So I think as this race starts to progress more and more, we're going to start seeing guys really pulling some different strategies. Who's going to pit early, who's going to pit late, try stretching it. tires are kind of crucial here, but I think it's more crucial having to deal with lap cars. So I think that's the biggest thing in these drivers' minds.
Oh, yeah, definitely exiting pit road here at the wrong time, getting stuck behind just a gaggle of lapped cars can really put a damper on that run, man. You come out on those fresh tires, you get stuck behind 2-3 cars, and you can't really just give them all the bumper. I mean, you're either going to wreck yourself or somebody's going to get mad at you and come back at you. So if they're not just getting out your way or not making it easy on you, it's definitely one of those things that can eat up your tires. And once a guy gets caught up to you that's been in more fresh air, he can dice you up if those boys up in front start getting all out of sorts and those passing opportunities start to open up.
Noticing right now a lot of big things too is the outside. I mean, last night in the truck race, it was a little crucial here. I'm seeing a lot of guys trying to hurry up and get to the inside and get settled. So I think it's going to be interesting when a lot of guys are really going to start pushing the issue and going to that outside to make some moves here.
Yeah, that outside lane will start to stick eventually. I mean, some of these guys can just, you know, it's crazy how some of these guys on the track can make that outside lane just work like they are magicians. And then you see other drivers try to get on that outside lane, man. They just start plowing tight, just run up the track, almost get to that back straightaway wall every time, almost hit the turn 2 exit, turn 4 exit wall. I mean, it's two different ball fields when it comes to drivers here at Martinsville, man. Some of those guys are just magicians when it comes to that outside lane. Others struggle a lot. We'll see who starts to pick up that feel for that outside lane coming back to the green here. As we are coming back to the green, lap number 91, it's going to be Jon Schwartz, Scott Fritz, bringing us back the way they started us here tonight. As Trenton Jump going to get off to a good jump in that inside lane. He might clear this one as Scott Fritz, and it looks like he isn't, or get under him, excuse me. It's the 16 to Jimmy Allen, though. A bit of a shove to that 46 machine, as it looks like he's going to try to work his way up into third. Got that to a Brandon Robertson. Pinching him down the racetrack a little bit down the back straightaway. That 46 is going to get a little bit loose on corner entry, but that too of Brandon Robertson has nowhere to go. As it sounds like we're hearing a wreck in turn number 4. I do hear a wreck out of 3. Caution back out, 48 of Mo Abbott, 24 of Casey Barlow. Again, unfortunate for that 24. We'll have to see what happened here. Caution back out at lap number 22.
Oh, actually, it's looking like Wyatt Brackett here was trying to move out of the way. Good thing he got out of this. But I think the biggest factor was David Brackett. He was coming in the corner, and I think car just got lost under him there.
Man, Wyatt Brackett missed that by the skin of his teeth. He got a little bit of contact, but whew, that was pucker factor right there. But unfortunate for the 48 and 24, man. They were just kind of innocent bystanders of that.
Yeah, you see that 38 getting really loose there, getting on that brakes, trying to get it slowed up, but wasn't able to get it slowed up. That 33 was able to get out of it, but the 48 and 24 wasn't able to make it away. See her there. Ooh.
I'd say another thing too to watch, if you go on board with John Kinder, man, he was so close to being involved with that back there in the 21. Man, I just watched his onboard. Oof, that would have made me clinch a little right there. I was close for him.
As we're right on board with Kinder here. Oh yeah. He was rolling so slow and still having to just think, oh, please don't come down still. Please don't come down still. That's going to beat up some more race cars here tonight, man. And that's unfortunately, man, Casey Barlow just going to be caught up back in that. That's going to just damage that race car even more. And then yeah, so it's just going to be one of those nights, it seems like, here early. These drivers just not getting the race cars woed down or just getting in too hot. It's we've had a couple accidents here early, but that's just what you have to come to expect at a track like Martinsville. These drivers will get settled in. We're going to get a green flag run here soon. I can guarantee it.
Yeah, I think the biggest thing for these guys, too, is getting used to being side-by-side making those breaks. You can see that 38, when he was going into 3, I think he kind of just misjudged just a tiny bit. What one little mistake that this track could do could change a whole lot of stuff. That's what makes this track so tricky.
Yeah, I mean, it is a very difficult track to get the hang of. If you're looking at it from just a spectator's perspective, sometimes some of these tracks, they have an optical illusion, like I like to say on camera. You look at them and they might look a little bit different from some of these TV cameras, whereas on board inside that race car, I mean, you are seeing things on the track that you make these mental images of like braking markers. I mean, so many track changes also in the track. I mean, you just don't realize the bumps, every little imperfection in the racetrack, maybe from the spectator's cam. These guys are having to haul the mail here through Martinsville in these cars, and this track surface, it's not the worst, but it's got its imperfections here and there, and it can definitely catch you off guard every now and then.
Yeah, I think one big factor too is the entries of corners. It feels like when you dive in there, it's weird because you can't see the rest of the corner, so you can't really tell the momentum until you get about halfway through. And I think that's one big trick is keeping the momentum throughout.
Jon Schwartz. Do they have to wait to the white? I thought they had to wait to the white line.
No, leader has discretion, but you see that one car getting off to a really bad start. That 46 Trenton Jump getting into that back bumper. Whoa, as I was talking about it, that 46 getting into the wall there.
Yeah, and that one of Scott Fritz getting hung up on that outside line now. Jimmy Allen, that too, Brandon Robertson's going to roll through. Here comes the end of Alex Huffman. Look at that, man. Up 11 spots, currently sitting right outside that top 5. He's going to go to the inside here. The two guys we had in the booth last night, like we said, they were going to be friends in the booth last night. Rivals on the racetrack tonight, and look at that. They already are battling out here for that 5th place position. Alex Huffman, Trenton Jump.
Yeah, you're going to see that 8 of Alex Huffman get around that 46. Maybe that 46 just not wanting to battle it out too hard. You're going to see that 8 come up to the back bumper there. Scott Fritz. Jonathan Schwartz starting to get out to a really good lead. But it looks like Brandon Robertson's following in line right behind him with Jimmy Allen right behind him. So these top 3 drivers definitely look like they're starting to get it. Scott Fritz maybe having a little bit of an issue there. Like we did see him get a really weird jump off the start. So maybe just having a little bit of issue there from that one car.
Big decisions being made here by these drivers. Is should I push? Should I stay back? Should I see what's going to happen here? But it's crazy. The laps just keep coming and coming. You don't really think about it. Next thing you know, you look up, you're 30 laps into the run. So I think that's a big thing too. Is these drivers got to make sure they stay on top of everything while they're going around here.
There's a 46 of Trenton Jump going to get into turn 3. Very sideways there for a moment. That one of Scott Fritz just keeps falling back, like you said, Chris. And here comes that 52 of Justin Winters now in that old school decals. Allen's Body Shop 52. He's going to send himself to the inside lane and try to clear that one of Scott Fritz, who restarted on that outside lane. Now falling all the way back to that 6th, 7th position. If this 52 does clear him, and whoa, door to door they are. Net code giveth, net code taketh, and right there it did give. They were door to door right there, and they were side by side. That was wheel to wheel racing, as they are just rolling it right now. Scott Fritz 52 of Justin Winters showing you some good old short track racing.
Yeah, right now it looks like that one maybe got his tires.
Look at that! There comes Wyatt Brackett.
Yeah, definitely something going on in that one car. Maybe he's not pressing the issue too much. Like we said, he's got that lock-in, so he doesn't really have to worry about it. He's just out here cruising right now. Look at that. That 15 of Matt Grenier up on that back bumper of that one.
Yeah, one of those guys that Jeremiah was talking about early, looking out for. That 15 definitely on a cruise, as well as Alex Huffman. I mean, up 9 spots. He started in 18th. That 15 of Matt Grenier now got himself inside the top 10. He's looking to get past Scott Fritz here in a moment if he's able to make that pass.
One thing too to notice is that Matt, I've been watching him, he's picking his battles, he's sitting back and he's timing it. That's another crucial thing. It's not just, okay, I'm gonna pass now. It's like, okay, where is he strong at? Where does he have his weaknesses? And really time it and get his battles right. And as he gives the bumper right there, he's ready to go. He says, all right, the stoplight's green, I gotta go.
That 16 of Jimmy Allen now trying to open up to that 2nd place spot of Brandon Robertson. He's going to go to the inside lane peak. That too going to get in a little hot. He's going to wash up the track here. That might open the door for the 16 here down the front straightaway.
Yeah, that 16 definitely looks like he's got a better run coming out of the corners, coming down the front stretch. You see him taking a really big move there on that too. Going to go ahead and secure that 2nd place position. Jimmy Allen is. So it looks like Jimmy Allen's on a move again. But look at that. Alex Huffman up 13 positions, currently sitting in that 4th place, making a move on that inside.
Right here. He's going to have a little bit of window right here. That ain't, let's see it. Yeah, Huffman's going to take it. There goes Huffy. He's going to dive into turn number 1. And he's going to make that pass, stick on that to Brandon Robertson as well. Up to 3rd place. Alex Huffman up 14 spots.
Yeah, that was a beautifully set up. Pulled basically the crossover out of 3 and 4, set it up in 1 and 2. Luckily, Brandon Robertson didn't want to force it too hard and pinch him down. Clean move, Alex Huffman. He's on a mission right now, and that move right there is exactly what you got to do all night long.
Yeah, we did have a little bit of a conversation with Huffy after the race. He was saying that he had to get it done, and it definitely looks like he's come out here and put his head down, and he is moving up through that field.
Yeah, and he's charging up to that 16 right now, man. Is that 95 starting to pull away a little bit? He's still the fastest car on the racetrack at the moment. Definitely in passing conditions. That 8 of Alex Huffman, he's starting to find out how to get it done. We'll see if he's able to get past his 16 here soon, net himself up in a second. And if he is the fastest car on the racetrack, we'll see if he gets out in that clean air, he's able to catch on to the Schwartz here in a moment.
Yeah, as we did see.
I'm looking at the points right now, actually. I think what's kind of interesting is Trenton Jump right now. He may be kind of starting to get worried seeing Alex Huffman moving up there and then Jon being up in the lead. Like I said, it's going to make this end of the race crazy how 2 positions right now could change the whole playoffs.
Yeah, those points leaders are definitely have a gap that aren't, but just a few points between them. So anything could shake it up. We did see the truck race last night shake everything up. So you know these, like you said, just a couple of positions could shake it up.
As Jonathan Schwartz hasn't really been able to extend his lead past about a 1 1/8, 1 9/10. That gap slowly creeping up now as I say that. Might be able to get it to a 2-second gap here soon. As he got it at a 2-second gap rolling into 2, excuse me. Looks like he is going to extend his gap just a little bit. So Jonathan Schwartz starting to pull away slowly. We'll see how that tire wear going to affect that. Oh, looks like Mo Abbott's just going to crash. Yeah, that 48 is going to be in the wall right there. As he's going to need some of that maximum pain relief after that hit.
Oh, yeah, looks like he kind of got a little upset off of the exit of 4. Coming down into turn 1, it just looked like he kind of had the car a little bit upset. Looks like maybe a tiny bit of a wheel hop, and up she went.
Oh yeah, big old clobber into that outside wall as well. So that's just going to put another damper on this 48 tonight. As Mo Abbott made it all the way into the round of 12 last week, was knocked out unfortunately. But that 48 Cobalt machine is starting to look like it is needing some of those lowest tools to fix some of that damage here tonight. As we're going to have a lot of guys down pit road. Brandon Robertson, the only driver that did stay out.
Yeah, so maybe a little bit of a pit strategy from that too. Maybe he thinks there's going to be another caution here before too long. So maybe that too, playing a little bit of a strategy game as you see that one of Scott Fritz coming into the pit lane now. See which one of these guys can get out of pit lane first.
Alex Huffman had a really great stop right there. I think it might benefit him or put him right there at it. Oh, little game of hit and miss right there.
Yeah.
Schwartz stayed on the brakes there. That was interesting. I didn't see that last night. Wow, that was interesting.
Yeah, Schwartz definitely holding up that holding the brakes going out of the pit lane. That was a very awkward move there from that 95. Don't know what was going on. Maybe just didn't want to get out of the gas and get on the gas too hard and spin it out and take out 4 or 5 cars. So maybe that 95 just playing a little bit of a just a waiting game.
I think what he was trying to do was to try getting him in the second, but then Alex Huffman was right there at it because I think he wanted to get the outside. Or maybe hope that he can maybe just be front row but not have to control the lead so he can get settled in. And then I think Alex just took it from him. I just watched on board. He got on the gas, spun the tires, but Huffman just drove right around him during that.
That's exactly what I would say happened to Jeremiah. Looks like he was trying to play a little bit of that track strategy game right there coming to this restart. And it might have bit him in the rear end just a little bit. He's going to lose a spot or two there. But we'll see how well that 95 is able to battle back now, as it's going to be one of his first times in traffic tonight.
Big thing, too. Brandon Robertson did not pit, and he's going to be the leader here.
Yeah, there's going to be a 47-lap difference on those Goodyear tires. It's going to be fun to see now this, too. How well he's going to be able to control this wheel spin right here. It's sorry, listening to race control. Okay, so yes, race control did just come over and reiterate. White line is the restart zone. The 95, it did jump, but No penalization. They did make it known, just a warning. 95 did say he apologized. We'll make sure it doesn't happen again. So race control going to reiterate. They are going to reiterate that as white line is the restart zone. We'll see it go in effect right here. 2 of Brendan Robertson, 16 of Jimmy Allen. Going to bring these guys, and 2 jumped early.
Huge jump. I don't think he'll be there for long. We'll see what Jason's got to say in race control.
I was going to say it.
Oh, Jimmy Allen coming with the bumper, man. Big run on these new tires. Here comes that 16 to the inside lane.
Yeah, as you see that that 16 and that 8 getting around that too, those old tires just going to show you. Those old tires are no joke. You can just get blown by.
Oh, 95 just came out of nowhere. Whoa. Well, that was confusing. I didn't even know he was gone.
Yeah, as you see the 52 of Justin Winters currently sitting in that 4th place position looking on that inside lane.
Heard.
So Sarah Mays, if you're on that YouTube chat, let's hear it for that 52 of Justin Winters getting up here into that 3rd place position, battling it out with that 2. He's going to get around it. Now the 95 is going to be battling him out, but it looks like 95 is going to get a drive around that 2 as well.
They were just quarter paneled and fender right there. That 2 got awfully close to that 95 down the back straightaway. They're going to get it out of sorts, or get it all cleaned up. And ooh, looks like the 95 back there, excuse me, the 96 of Dylan Butler going to get a little bit out of sorts. But here comes Matt Grenier, man. He's rolled himself up into 7 spots, or 7th position. That 15 machine's on a run right here now.
Yeah, one big thing I noticed is Scott Fritz. He's all up in traffic right now. He was having quite a huge battle with the cars up back there in 12th, man. It's actually surprising how much more speed he has compared to these guys. So that's going to be one challenge for him, is trying to pick his battles here.
The track goes to 16 of Jimmy Allen. Alex Huffman going to give her the bumper as he is going to come down into that 1st place position. Some bumpers exchanged for the lead here at lap number 56. We'll see how Jimmy Allen's now going to recuperate from that.
That was a huge move by Alex Huffman. He did it. He didn't dump him, but sure close to it. That was a big move right there by Alex Huffman.
Yeah, that was either a missed braking zone, or that was just a full send into 16 and using him up as the brake. We'll see. Looks like he just might have got in a little bit too hot. And yeah, I don't think he necessarily meant to knock him out of the way like that. But that 8 definitely got in the back bumper. It sent the 16 up the track for sure.
Alex Huffman also just ran the fastest lap by almost a whole 10th during this stint right here.
Yeah, but look at who's behind him. The 95 of Jonathan Schwartz back up into that 2nd position. So he got around that, he's getting around all those cars. Justin Winters still sitting in that 3rd place position, but look at that 33 of Wyatt Brackett currently sitting in 4th place.
I'm just going to make it known, man, no driver chat after that contact between the 8 and 16. Not a single word said, so either they're letting bygones be bygones without anything. Oh, wrecking on the front stretch, Justin Winters.
Yes, it looks like that 52 is going to get it under control. You see him getting down. Maybe got on that loud pedal just a little too fast. Go see if we can find anything. I don't see anything on the... Actually, I do have it right here.
Yeah, right now I just was watching. Brandon Robertson's all the way back to 16th. He just had a moment just a couple laps ago. He almost could have collected quite a few people as he was trying to let Dylan Butler go by, and they almost had a 4-car pileup in 2. He had an amazing save, but man, Brandon Robertson, that deciding to stay out might have bit him a little too much.
Yeah, indeed, man. He went from starting this stint right here on the pole position, coming in 1st place. He's all the way back to 14th now after not taking tires, and for sure, I'm pretty sure that 2's thinking, man, maybe I should have taken tires. I would have at least held some good position and maybe been still up there battling for that 5th place position. But no, that 2 machine has made his decision, and that's going to put him back in that 14th spot currently.
I don't think Huffman wants to see this right now, but Schwartz is catching slowly and slowly. He is catching him right now.
Yeah, only 9/10 back now. He is starting to catch him indeed. We'll see how this 95 machine's going to get up there and work with this 8 if he does close in here. Lap number 65, these boys are really going to start getting settled in here soon. And and really getting comfortable with this racetrack. We should see a good green flag run settle out here and some good hard racing mixed in with it.
Yes, it looks like Matt Grenier's moved himself up into that 4th position. So Jimmy Allen, though, he's back on that tear, currently in that 5th place. I saw him drop back all the way to 7th position. So Jimmy Allen, even though he got that bumper there from that 8 of Alex Huffman, he is still currently moving up through the field. So that 16 not out of it.
Not out of it for sure. If we'll go ahead and give you a update on your drivers that are racing for this round of 4. Let you know where their positions are at. Currently, your leader, Alex Huffman, he is at 3rd place or 4th place in points. A win would really give Alex Huffman a good run into Phoenix for sure, as that would lock him into the playoffs. As Jon Schwartz, he's currently sitting in that 7th position after missing a race last weekend. He's going to need to win to get in. That 95 machine currently sitting in 2nd place with Wyatt Brackett, who's currently sitting in 5th in points. He's all the way up into that 3rd spot, up 11 spots. Wyatt Brackett in that Yingling machine. He's got a good little run right now. He's going to also need a good win, and maybe if, the only way he'd be able to get in without a win, I'm sure if something was to happen to those guys in front of him on the points. But I'm pretty sure that 33 machine going to need a win here to get in tonight with the way all these guys are running. And then you're going to go back to that 6th position, Matt Grenier, who's currently sitting in 4th place. He's got himself up 14 spots, currently under pressure to that Jimmy Allen machine, who is in 2nd in points. He's riding in that 5th place position, and then behind him is going to be 3rd place in points, Trenton Jump. So you're starting to see these playoff guys really dominate this top 8. As Scott Fritz, your point leader, going to be sitting in 7th. And then Frankie Barroso going to be the last guy in that round of 8. He is going to be sitting on the I want to say the 2nd car a lap down, excuse me. He's going to be sitting in 17th position after early contact. So that is your 8 drivers currently fighting for this round of 4. And you are seeing Alex Huffman starting to pull up to that back of lap traffic. That might spell some disaster for him and Jon Schwartz in a second, as they're going to have to battle it out around these lap cars.
Yeah, it's going to make things quite interesting. I think Schwartz is really starting to take his time now. I've noticed that Schwartz, he definitely catches up to him on entry. He's definitely taking the deeper brake entry here. So I think that might come to his fruition here, as there's a huge little stack up here. I think John's getting ready to maybe make a move here soon.
Yeah, this is prime opportunity. Catching the tail end of the field. This 8 car getting up to him. This 95. All he's got to do is just kind of hang back. You see the 13 of Brian Terry all out of sorts. That might check up the 8 just a little bit. I was just going to say that 8 finds a lap car at the wrong moment. That 95 gets in a position or an opportunity. He's going to be able to snag it up fast, as that 95 is starting to roll up to that 8 really quick here.
Alex Huffman, the biggest thing is the best drivers in NASCAR, if you can win, is how fast you can get around the lap cars. And here it's all about communication, whether you want to go high or low. I'm going to probably see a lot of these lap cars go high, but hey, maybe some of them seeing, okay, well, we only got about 20 to go here, 25. Yeah, about, do my math right, 25 to go here. Bet you some of these guys may not just be easily going to give up their lap down here, try to stay on the lead lap.
Hey, just want to give a quick shout out to everybody watching on the Facebook and the YouTube. See, we've got Stephen Fritz watching. Good to have you here, man. Sorry I'm late to get to some of these. Got Kel Clifton said, Hobbs, you're doing a good job, man. So keep it up. Kel Clifton giving you some words there. Tyler Berry, let's go Scott Fritz. Got Chris LaBourgeois, good luck to all. You got Nicole Jump saying, let's go Trenton Jump, kick some butt. And Ronnie Shirk in the chat as well. They didn't. They did it because they didn't want to be on the top side. So, okay. Sorry, don't know what you were talking about. And let's go Justin Winters sleep weekend. Well, Justin Winters is currently sitting in that 18th position. As you saw him go a lap down, getting a little bit loose coming out of that corner. Sorry, Ronnie, can't remember what you were talking about with there.
He's talking about the pit stop with Jonathan Schwartz.
Yeah, when he was trying to stop, but then it backfired twice.
Okay.
Yeah.
Short-term memory loss, Chris, up here in the booth. I sometimes forget, so we have to remind him. He's like an old two-stroke. You just got to kick start it a couple times, maybe get a little bit of starter fluid. It'll eventually start up. But hey, that 8 machine now, he's starting to cut through this lap traffic one by one. But that 95 of Jonathan Schwartz still hanging on to those coattails, man. He's been hanging around this 6/10 gap.
Another thing that I think not a lot of people take into consideration is now we got some cloud cover. It's going to probably cool off the track a little bit. That's a lot of things these drivers may like or dislike, so that's a huge factor, especially having this track cool down.
Yeah, another thing that does is it can tighten up these race cars, or it can make that race car, the current situation, that, you know, tire wear and everything, just make it do whatever it wants to sometimes. Really can make these race cars go neutral, not too tight, not too loose. As it sounds like that too, Brandon Robertson is going to be the first guy down here for some green flag pit stops, but he hasn't pitted since the start of this race, so the two could also be kind of a lot less fuel than a lot of these guys out there at the moment.
Yeah, that two car's currently sitting on 82 lap old tires, so you're definitely seeing that two fall back. Maybe it's just time, like you said, just time to go ahead and bring it down pit road like you did, because you're starting to lose way too much time there.
It's going to get interesting with these strategies, I think. I think a lot of these guys are trying to hold on to what they got, because especially like last night's race, you never know, you might need that extra set, so it's always good to always have that safety. But here, I mean, tires are crucial, so I think that's a big part of what's going to happen at the end of this race. Yeah, Huffman's really setting it up well here, getting around these lap down cars. I mean, yeah, Schwartz is right there behind him, but he's been able to really time it right, get into the corner at a good time, and right here may even slow down Jon just a tad bit. So he's really doing a great job of getting around those lap cars and moving on to the next one.
Yeah. 95 got tight on corner exit right there. Almost just made contact with that 6 of Tyler Johnson.
Yeah, you see that 95 getting around that 6. You also see that 8 coming up now to that back bumper. I want to say that is the 50 of Kel Clifton. See that 50 going to go ahead and move it up.
Kel Clifton, big in the wall.
Yeah, move it up to the top of the track. I was going to say he's going to move it up to that top lane, but he moved it up onto the other side of the wall. But look at that. Jonathan Schwartz still all over that back bumper.
Yeah, I think Schwartz is seeing that they're going to be almost coming to 10 to go here soon. I think he's really going to start pushing, knowing they're going to get 4 fresh tires. I think it's been sitting back kind of waiting for it. This may be his best chance, get to his bumper before the next lap down car, maybe use it as a pick. I think we may see something here coming soon.
You're out on board with that 95 of Jonathan Schwartz as he wheels it off into turn number 3. You're just really seeing how much they have to just roll this car through corner. And then about on corner exit is where you start to get on the gas. Roll down the front straightaway, spot that braking zone. And just repeat. That's Martinsville in a short little feature right there. That's how these boys have to get it around. I mean, it is one of those tracks that going around time and time again, you can start to lose focus a little bit, and Martinsville can catch you out. But look at that. That 8 got really loose, or tight, excuse me, out of turn number 4. That washed him up the track, and that's going to close that gap a lot from that 95 to that 8.
He is really taking his time here, the 95. He's just being patient, but he's also got the speed. I think the 95 definitely playing this smart, saving the tires, keeping it smart, but he's also got to stay collected. I mean, yeah, we got 10 to go now here for the stage, but he's also got to realize he's in second. Not worst situation here, but having that stage win would be crucial.
Yeah, he just gave the wall coming into corner entry on two a little bit, or corner entry on 1, excuse me. A little bit of a tap. I saw that right front fender just crinkle up a little bit. Not going to kill that 95's night at all, but just seeing that he's starting to push a little bit. That 95 getting on the gas here.
Surprised to see that right now Alex Huffman, he's really doing a great job at trying to just not think too much about Schwartz. But as I say that, Schwartz is here. He is right there at the rear bumper of Huffman right now.
Yeah, it's like he just flipped a switch in that half a lap. He found some speed into turn number 1. We'll see if that 95 is going to carry this speed through the rest of the lap. As they're going to come up here to 5 to go for the stage, or excuse me, 7 to go actually for the stage. I'm horrible at math.
Yes, it looks like that 8's getting a little loose there, getting ready to come out of the corner. You see that 95 able to just drive it out a lot faster. So maybe like y'all were talking earlier, maybe the 95 just went on a really big tire strategy there, and he's going to be able to get the pass on the 8. As you see, whoa, a big check up there for that 38.
Whoa, I hear contact in the front. Somebody's around in turn 1, it sounds like. Yeah, 28 of Alan Lancaster was just in the wall. He's off pace. 3 wide down the back straightaway. This is going to be some big trouble here for the 8 and 95. This is going to allow Jonathan Schwartz to get right up to that back bumper now.
Looks like Lancaster just kind of sent it in a little too deep and got himself on the outside wall. Good job by him by collecting it there in front of the leaders.
Oh, and this is what you do not like to see in front of you if you're Alex Huffman, man. Two guys battling it out in front of you, and you're just trying to get on by so you can win this stage here.
I think Schwartz is about to get that Joker grin here in a second. I think he's loving what he's about to see up until he gets there.
So 4 to go in the stage, 3.5 now, as they're going to roll it into turn number 3. That number 8 going to be on the inside of Mo Abbott. Oh, 3 wide here for a moment. Oh, that's scary. I know that spotter saying 3 wide probably makes you clinch up a little bit, but that 8 going to clear. He's going to get it into turn 2, and here comes Jonathan Schwartz. Dominant into turn number 2. He is trying not to lose any track position to this 8 Alex Huffman. Free to go.
I think Huffman may have this as long as he keeps it collected. But the thing is, Schwartz, he's really sending it into the corners. I think he's trying to give it one last shot here.
2 to go for the stage this time by. They will collect the white flag for the stage this next time by, as that 8 going to come down the back straightaway, leading that 95 into turn number 3. We'll see if this order is going to be flipped around by the time we come back to the stripe next time, or if this 8 going to stay strong, hold this 95 behind him in his rearview mirror.
Yeah, Huffman, he's playing it really smart right now, kind of just making sure keep the distance, but really good finish there. He was able to keep Jon behind him. He's run consistent here, mistakes here and there, but hey, it's Martinsville. You're going to give that wall a little kiss.
There is that green-white checkered, that 8 of Alex Huffman. Going to grab that stage win here. Okay, so that was not the caution ending the stage. That was the caution brought out by something else, but those boys did race back there still to that, and here we go. Here comes that pit lane entry.
Oh, Jimmy Allen got caught up. Looks like he was battling with Lancaster. Kind of sent it in on the inside and just got a little hit from the inside left rear from Lancaster and got spun out. That's not the greatest thing you're gonna want to see right there. But that's 16.
Yeah, he's going to have to reset now after this caution and work his way back to the field. Right on board with it just one more time. You see that 16 getting in. And that 28 coming for that crossover move. 16 and him just fighting for that same track position. 28 just got him around. It looks like Trenton Jump's going to not come down pit road.
Oh, Jon got the spot out of pits past Huffman.
Oh, he did indeed. Yeah, Jonathan Schwartz is going to be your leader here. So that's going to be big here for this late run. If we get another green flag like that, we now got to watch Alex Huffman try to put that pressure on the 95 of Jonathan Schwartz. This is about to get good, boys. All right, so we're going to have a short little interview here with your stage winner, Alex Huffman, of that 8 machine. Going to bring him up into the booth to see if he's got a copy. Woo. This 8 of Alex Huffman. He picked up that stage win. This is Chris and Josh and Jeremiah up here in the Bluegrass booth. You got a copy, buddy?
Yeah, I got y'all.
Hey, man, you were able to pick up that stage win there. Looked like a very fast race car picking your way through lap traffic. You got the 95, beat you out of pit road here in front of you. How you feeling, though, after that stage win? How you about to deal with this race here in front of you as we're about to go green here in a minute?
Just try to keep pointing my way here. I mean, I knew I came in with a 10-point buffer over 5th, but trying to get as many points as I can, hopefully help myself out and hope some others have some bad luck and hopefully beat this 95. It seemed like I had some speed on him. I made a few mistakes and got to me, but we'll see how it goes.
Okay, Alex, you're doing a good job here tonight, man. As you got yourself on this outside lane coming to this restart here in a moment. As you got any words from Jeremiah before we send him back out here to his team?
No, I think you're doing a great job, man. I like the way you're playing defense there a little bit, keeping it calm, cool, and collected, and hopefully you'll grab that checkered flag by the end of this.
Thank you. I'll try to.
All right, well, heck yeah, Huffy. It was fun having you in the booth last night. It's awesome watching you out here on the racetrack tonight. Good luck in the rest of this race, man. We're going to be cheering for you up here.
Thank you. Don't curse me.
All right, well, that was that 8 of Alex up. And going to send him back with that. Now he's got to think about that. Is Huffy going to have a good little run here as he's going to have that 95 on his inside lane. Look at that, Matt Grenier, man. Going to be restarting right behind that 8 of Alex Huffman. He's gotten himself up into a good position. With that 33 of Wyatt Brackett as well. One of Scott Fritz worked his way back up here also. So it's good to see these guys Starting to form back up here. Green is out. And 95 of Jonathan Schwartz going to blink for just a moment, but he is back. As that 8 of Alex Huffman going to get a good restart on that outside lane. That 95 going to have that. Scott Fritz, oh, big contact into 1. As it looks like we're going to stay green here. Saved it. That's going to separate this field a little bit. Here comes John Kinder. No front bumper. That 21 machine rolling. Oh, actually, John Kinder sitting in 19th. My bad. Thought he got his lap back. Sounds like they were saying that might have been John Kinder blinking that might have caused that accident.
Yeah, it looked like Trenton Jump just kind of dove it in deep and tried shutting the door on Fritz, and Fritz was already down there and caused a little bit of contact between both of them there. But luckily, they kept it collected. Nothing too crazy right there.
Man, 8 of Alex Huffman's got Wyatt Brackett all over his rear bumper.
Yeah, so that 33 of Wyatt Brackett definitely looking like he's one of those drivers that's wanting to get up here and mix it up with this 8 of Alex Huffman and this 95 of Jonathan Schwartz, who those two drivers have just been pretty dominant the entire race. So it's pretty much all we've been talking about. So Wyatt Brackett's like, hey man, I'm ready to get my name start talking about. So that 33 looking really good, up 11 positions. We can't talk about him without talking about that driver behind him, Matt Grenier, also up 14 positions. So that 15 doing a really good job tearing through this field right now.
Yeah, Huffman, I think he wants to be up in the front. I think the biggest thing for these drivers is you want clean air. I think that's the most crucial thing about this race. You don't want to have to deal with back and forth in front of each other. But I think another factor, like we're seeing right now, is Schwartz. He's blinking here and there, up and down, left and right. So hopefully it gets cleared up as Huffman, here he comes.
95's going to let him by. He's big in the wall.
Yeah, that
95 was letting him by for his blinks, but that's going to cost him a little bit.
Yes, you're going to hear
Wyatt
that.
Brackett.
You're going to hear that 95 of Jonathan Schwartz get out of it because of that little bit of internet issue. But yeah, like you were saying, Wyatt Brackett up into second position, putting the pressure on that 8 of Alex Huffman. So Wyatt Brackett, like I said, he's tired of watching these streams at night going, hey man, they ain't talking about me. I got to get up here and show them I can drive too.
And what's crazy, man, is that's your 4th and 5th position in points right there. One of the other winning's going to upset either one of them right here tonight.
Martinsville at its finest. Anything can happen. It's almost like Talladega. Anybody can win, but really, it's all about track position and who can do it.
Oh, run out of 2 there by the 8. 33 also going to get a real good run as well. As through halfway through the corner, that 8 got just a massive run off, but look at the 33 found some grip. As they are still rolling here, Jonathan Schwartz looks like his blinking issue kind of solved here for the moment. He's starting to roll up to Wyatt Brackett now. It's Wyatt a little bit out of the groove here.
Yeah, that 95 was like, you know what? Hey, my stuff's not blinking anymore. Now I'm going to start pushing. So you're seeing him get up on that back bumper of that 33. So now that 33 of Wyatt Brackett's having to do a little bit of mirror driving. So let's see if that 15 of Matt Grenier is going to take advantage of this. He knows that he's going to possibly push that 33 up wide. Maybe he can take that position away from that 33 as well.
2.5 second gap from 5th to 6th. This is really starting to stretch out here to start building up this green flag run.
Yeah, that 16 of Jimmy Allen, you see him falling back just a little bit, but he's still able to hang with these guys. He's got the one of Scott Fritz right in front of him, but we're going to go back up here on the front. As you see,
Trenton Jump big loose out of 4 right there.
Yeah, as you see that 46 getting really loose coming out of 4. But it looks like Alex Huffman's getting a really good drive out. Whoa, you see that 33 having a little bit of a wiggle there. Maybe those tires are starting to come into effect for that 33 machine.
Looking at it right now, I think the biggest thing these drivers are trying to do is get track position. But, I mean, we still got a lot of racing to go. And if it stays green flag, which I don't believe it will, I hope it does, it's going to be a big, big thing of who's going to pit win, who's going to decide it's going to be the fastest. That's what I think is going to make this race really crucial coming up here as we go through this green flag run.
Yeah, it's the race in the race, man. These guys trying to find out the best strategy, try to figure out when to pit right, who's going to get out in front of who. You see these guys go for undercuts, overcuts. I mean, everybody believes that they have the best strategy, and that's what makes these races good, man, because they usually hit almost dead on for their driver every time. As that 46 of Trenton Jump, man, starting to have big issues. Coming out of turn 4, 95, big into turn number 2. Or big into turn 1, excuse me. Up the track, Matt Grenier all over the back bumper. And that 46 of Trenton Jump, he's just back there having a little bit of a drift competition with himself.
Yeah, that 46 Trenton Jump looks like he's got a little bit of a tire issue. He was all over the back bumper of that 15. Now you see, like you said, he was sliding around back there. So maybe that 46 is kind of starting to overdrive that car, starting to get those tires worn out. But it looks like that 95 is starting to make a move on that 33. He's going to tuck it back in behind Wyatt Brackett. But that 95 of Jon Schwartz, he is definitely putting the pressure on that 33. Whoa, you see him getting a little loose there. Jon Schwartz did. Matt Grenier still all over that back bumper. So that 15's, like I was saying about that 33, he's getting tired of his name not being talked about. That 33, or that 15 is definitely wanting to get up here and start mixing it up with these boys.
Points, points, points. These drivers, it's crazy to think that the way it's running right now, it's going to be very crucial, that one spot. And I think that's what these drivers are trying to realize, is that if they get that one spot and then a caution comes out, changes the whole race. So especially with how tight these points are, especially Matt, he's sitting right there. I think he's trying to play it patient, just trying to pick his battles as he gets a little loose right there, exit of 4. Yeah, this is getting really interesting here points wise.
Yeah, it's you see the 15, just like you were saying, as you were talking, he's getting really loose. Maybe a little bit of a tire issue coming in for that 15. So the 95 and the 8 definitely seems to have a really good pace. That 33 starting to fall off of that 8 a little bit.
Yeah, and that 95 just hanging out behind this 33 of Wyatt Brackett. That's allowing that 8 of Alex Huffman to start to pull that gap. So the 95 just hanging on, not really trying to get too aggressive at the moment. Or that 33 of Wyatt Brackett just not giving that 95 much of an opportunity here.
Yeah, you definitely
As I say that, though.
Is especially, like you said, yeah, it's just riding around, letting Huffman go. It could be good, but it could also be your worst enemy, because especially at a track like this, you don't know when the caution will come.
Yeah, you see that 33 just making that car just a tad bit bigger, so that 95's not able to get around him. But Wyatt Brackett doing a good job defending that second place. Like you were saying, you know, these drivers, they're wanting that caution, you know, because if they set themselves in that position, you know, like as you see right now, that 33 able to hold that second position. He's like, you know what, maybe I can get up here and mix it up with them. As you see that 95 dropping it in all over the back bumper of that 33.
Yeah,
I've been really impressed with that 95. I guess another thing, too, we could throw in is the brake bias. I bet you these drivers have been tweaking it with it up and down, left and right, and I bet you the #1 guy doing that is probably Jon Schwartz, as he is able to get into the corner almost to the limit with these brake zones. This is getting pretty impressive with the limits he's going right now, right behind Wyatt Brackett.
Yeah, he just drives it right up to the back bumper of this 33. In these past couple laps, it's looking like he's getting ready to make that move here. That 33 of Wyatt Brackett has that issue that he's been having in turn 1 and 2 here, where he gets a little bit wide. It looks like that 95 a little bit loose on corner exit. We know that 33's been washing out a little bit. Opens that door here in just a moment. That 95 might pounce and pounce hard, because he is all over that rear bumper of that 33.
Yeah, you see that 8 coming up to the back bumper there of that 13 of Brian Terry. Brian Terry going to go ahead and move up to the top of the track. So now Wyatt Brackett's
that's going to be a big stack up.
Yeah, I was going to say, Wyatt Brackett's going to get stacked up behind that. So that 13's still up there on that top line. That's going to let that 15 be able to catch up just a little bit.
Another thing I've also noticed here, so on the exit of the corners, Huffman, he's really trying to take it more of a lower exit. I think he's trying to get the car more straighter out. He's taking more of a diamond cut corner. I've noticed it here in corners here and there, and I think the biggest thing with that, especially with last night, is diamond cutting the corners helps you get the momentum out to build it up going to the next corner, which increasingly helps with lap down cars.
Yeah, it gives him that run off. I mean, we saw it last night. Ronnie Shirt doing it early in the truck race. He was really dominant in those corners, setting himself up for the exit. That 8 of Alex Huffman was actually the one that pointed it out, and it seems like you said, that 8 washes himself up high, gets that car straight up for as straight as he can, for as long as he can down that straightaway, get as much speed, and set himself up in that corner. As that 95 of Jonathan Schwartz now going to get by down the back straightaway, as he's going to wash up a little bit, but he's also going to get a good run off of turn number 4 here. And he's going to net himself up into second place. He's going to have to chase down this 8 of Alex Huffman, who surprisingly only is second up. That 8 of Alex Huffman not able to make much ground. As that 95 big loose had a turn number 2. He's going to gather it back up, though. We'll see if Jon Schwartz can get back up here and mix it with this 8 of Alex Huffman here in a moment.
Yeah, let's mark it right now. That 95 has got a 1.2 second gap on that 8 of Alex Huffman. So let's see how much he can shut it down here with this lap traffic coming up.
Yeah, Schwartz, he made a very clean move on Wyatt, set it up perfectly. I think that's the biggest thing here. You're not going to be, if you're going to want to make the pass, you can't do it right then and there. You really got to set it up and plan it out. That's what you can tell the difference between drivers that know what they're doing and still trying to figure it out. Schwartz, he's got this all figured out.
Oh, yeah, he set him up going into 1. It looked like this was that pass for that second place position. Since we didn't get to see it live at the moment, you'll see just a good little corner. Got that 33 up the track like you were talking about earlier, Chris. He's going to find a way to get that 33 up the track wide and maybe get that pass stuck. And that 95 did just that. Found the door, went through it, and he definitely opened himself up here to try to get up to that 8 of Alex Huffman because he's only 8/10 back now. He's really starting to shut that gap down as here comes that 15 of Matt Grenier.
Yeah, Matt Grenier sees that 3rd place position in front of him, slowly starting to come back towards him. So let's see how long it takes for that 15 to pounce on that 3rd place. But as we were talking, looks like Alex Huffman, now that gap is shrank down to a 0.8, Josh. So that 95 is starting to catch that 8.
Oh, yeah, that 95 indeed starting to find that pace again. He fell off the pace early, let that 8 of Alex Huffman by, got himself into the wall, and it pushed him back about another position. But right now, that 95, the blinking issues have settled themselves down, and he is rolling here. He is trying to find himself up to that 8 of Alex Huffman as he's going to get by Frankie Barroso, and he's going to try to roll up and get here to this 8 here in a moment. Expecting a battle for the lead within these next couple laps. Is he able to keep this pace up? Because he's taking about a 10th off that lap. We'll see if he's able to keep just keep digging at him.
Yeah, another thing I noticed too is with Jon compared to Alex is Jon, even though he was battling with Wyatt for a while there, I think he's done a great job at saving the tires because as you see here, he's just he's getting ready to maybe make a move here in the coming laps. I think he's done a great job of knowing when to push, how to save his tires, and it's really coming to fruition here because I definitely think he's got the long run speed.
Oh, yeah, 3/10 that lap, man. He's starting to find that speed here in this green flag run. That race car seems to be handling very well for that 95 here in the long run. As the 8 of Alex Huffman still got the lead for the moment. Just put another 10th back, 2/10 on that lead. But we'll see if that 95 is able to close it back up here as he's starting to get a good little drop through the corner. It's really really fun to watch that 95 roll it through corners, man. He finds a way to hook it up almost every time, and it just looks so nice.
Yeah, it's very crucial, like we said at the beginning of this race, is the rhythm. If you can get that rhythm down and basically treat each corner like you're just doing it over and over, like what these drivers are doing, because you got to think they got to turn 450 times, so it can get pretty crucial of who can really keep that momentum, and I think Jon Schwartz, he's the man who's able to do that tonight so far.
Yeah, being able to ride behind that 33 of Wyatt Brackett, he was able to save a lot of his equipment, wasn't able to push as hard as he wanted to, so that allowed him to save that equipment. Now look at him, he's got a 0.3 second gap on that 8, pulling up to that back bumper right now.
And it's going to get spicy here soon. I think Jon's going to be smart. We still got a lot of racing to go here, but as we're going to be eventually coming to pit stops here soon, I think he's going to maybe want to make a move here. As also, we got some cloud cover, so it may change the track up, maybe the feel of the cars as well.
Yeah, as they're starting to pull up to some more lapped cars here, that 13 of Brian Terry. Yeah, that 8 going to get on the curb a little bit on quarter exit. The 95 now right up to that back bumper, the 8 on corner entry. About 2/10 off of that 8 machine, now about 4/10 off to corner entry into 2. Down the back straightaway, though, that 8 going to go to the inside here. That 13 of Brian Terry just going to roll it to the high lane. Going to let these lead cars by here.
I'm going to give it a little quick shout out. Brian Terry, man, he's the trooper of this league. I always love watching him, and hey, I'm also a huge Slipknot fan, so we're running that car. He's always a nice guy. Big credit to him, especially right there in that situation. Moving out of the way, letting the drivers battle. Big deal here, especially for the guys out here battling, especially for how crucial of a race this is.
And you know they are respecting each other out there a lot, respecting those championship drivers when there's not even a radio communication that has to come over for a hey, go high or a hey, go here. It's just a move out the way, let him go, knowing you got to refile yourself back in. That's some, like you said, he's a trooper, man. Brian Terry always out here running week in and week out. Always good to see him. Always got some nice schemes in that 13, man. One of these days, I always say Brian Terry's just going to pick up that win. He's going to dominate these boys one day.
Yeah, I always say that Brian Terry's that tiger that's hiding in the grass, getting ready to pounce. He's just he's just hanging out. He likes to have the seat time, likes to hang out with everybody. So it's always good to have Brian Terry in here. Good to watch him, race. Good to sit and talk to him. Even he's a really good guy. So yeah, like you were saying, good shout out to 13 there.
Yeah, watching Alex Huffman here, I mean, he's keeping the distance, but I think Jon, he's doing what he did on that last stint they had before the stage break. He's being patient, waiting, just saving the tires, letting Alex run around, use his stuff up crucially, and just try setting it up. And I think Jon, with how this race is going so far, he is driving this perfectly. He doesn't need to push. He's not worried about what's going on behind him, and he's just running his own race.
And green flag pit stops have started again. That 8th place position of Dylan Butler came in. And now that too, Brandon Robertson about to pit. So we're starting to see more guys come down pit road here. Maybe starting to open up that second cycle for some green flag pit stops here.
Yeah, you see that too of Brandon Robertson diving down pit lane. Hasn't been in pit lane since lap 81. So he's definitely wanting to come down and get
Jimmy Allen just came down pit road in 6th place.
Fresh tires, yeah. So Jimmy Allen also coming down pit lane. So a little bit of strategy there from that 16. He knows that he's a little bit down, so maybe he's trying to get the jump here.
Yeah, it's crucial. Getting on the pit road as fast as possible. You got to get it all the way down to 35 miles per hour. It doesn't seem like that much, but then once you see that yellow line come up, it can change up quick of how fast you think you are going and how fast you need to be going.
95, big send into turn number 2, or turn number 4, excuse me. That's going to give that 8 just a little bit of a run. Starting to see that looseness, though, come out of corner exit on 4 from the 8 that we were starting to see early in that run before the stage.
So now I wonder, do we think Alex is maybe going to pull the undercut and see if he can pit first, or will Jon wait for him to pit, try doing it at the same time? I think that's going to decide maybe this race by the way it's going, is who's going to be able to go down pit road first.
Yeah, this is going to be a battle for attrition here, as this 95 and this 8 are out here on the field. It's going to, like you said, it's going to be interesting to see which one pulls the trigger first, as they see that 16 and Jimmy Allen start pulling up on them real quick. They're going to start wanting those new tires, wanting to stop fighting this loose bug. So let's see how this 95 and this 8 play this game here.
How about Jimmy Allen? Fresh tires. He's going to spice it up right here as he just got around Wyatt Brackett. I wonder what he's going to do here with the leaders.
Oh, he's going to the inside, Jimmy Allen. He ain't taking lightly to these boys. He's in that championship run as well. Sitting second in the points right now, but Jimmy Allen working his way back on it and getting a lap back here. I don't think he's back on the lead lap. He isn't, but he did get a lap back there. Should be only 1 lap down now.
Yeah, Tyler Johnson right now would be the lucky dog if the caution were to come out.
Yeah, currently right now there are only 7 cars on the lead lap, with David Brackett being your last on the lead lap. So a lot of shakeup here if we were to have a caution, because Tyler Johnson, he, like you said, he would be the lucky dog. But Jimmy Allen on those newer tires, maybe he'll get a run up here to that, because I think he's only 3 seconds away from that 6 Tyler Johnson. Yeah, so Jimmy Allen's definitely setting himself up to be that lucky dog candidate if there was a caution here.
And Wyatt Brackett being the first one to pit here, he's going to probably pull the undercut. Now it's going to be the question of how long do these two stay out for. As Brackett pulling the undercut here, seeing the speed Jimmy Allen had, I think he was like, hey, maybe I probably should go down and do the same thing.
Oh, Jonathan Schwartz hung up on the outside lane to Dylan Butler.
Yeah, that 96 Dylan Butler coming down, getting some fresh tires at lap 153. So Got those fresh tires up there, dicing it with the boys in the lead. As you saw that 95 falling off, maybe had a little bit of an issue, or maybe just saw that 96 had the faster run and moved up to that top lane. But look at that. That's going to check up the 8. The 95 is going to pull up to that back bumper again.
And this is game of chicken, basically, right here. Who's going to go down first?
Yep. Yeah, it's going to be one of those, man, I don't want to pit. I want that 95 to pit first, or I got to see if that 8's going to pit first, or, you know, vice versa, man. None of those guys want to be that first guy to take that risk. You know, you never know what's going to happen after you decide to pull down pit road. So sometimes you just want to be the second guy to pit, or you want to be that first guy to pit. You know, it just depends on what that race car driver's feeling at the moment. But it's that, like you said, just that big game of chicken, you know. It's like when you walk up to somebody in the mall and you kind of don't know to go left, you don't know to go right. Y'all are both kind of shimming each other. It's exactly how it is on this battle with this pit lane strategy right now.
Yes, right now, this is currently your closest battle for position. There's a lot of separation between these drivers. You see Jonathan Schwartz blinking out there, like Josh always says, doing his best Houdini act. You see Tyler Johnson coming down pit lane now, with Justin Winters also coming down pit lane. So only 6 cars on the lead lap here, but that 95 still all over.
Huffman in this time. Huffman in. He's going to be the first one to pit out of the leaders.
This may decide the race right here if we keep it green. Matt's going to stay out too.
Yeah, so Jonathan Schwartz and Matt Grenier going to stay out on that tire strategy. Maybe that 15 going to follow the 95, but you're going to see Trenton Jump also staying out. So that 46, Trenton Jump, trying to make up some track position here, going to move himself up into that 3rd position, as well as Scott Fritz in that 1 car, also going to stay out.
46 had a moment there off a corner exit, though.
Yeah, look at that. Jimmy Allen's pulled himself up into that 8th position.
Yeah, big gap. 4 seconds is going to be the gap between that 95 of Jonathan Schwartz. That 15 of Matt Grenier, as you're seeing that 6 of Tyler Johnson to the inside there, down the back straight up. But that 95 of Jonathan Schwartz able to get past that 38 of David Brackett. It's Frankie Barroso having a big moment. As I say, hopefully he doesn't get out of sorts in turn number 1. I know that that wiggle down the front straightaway can really set you out of sorts. As Brandon Robertson going to go really high here in turn number 2. That 15 of Matt Grenier is still going to hold off that 2nd spot. Is that 95 still going to stay out here at lap number 173?
Okay.
Yeah, it looks like Matt
Grenier, Trenton Jump, and David Brackett came down pit road this time.
Yeah, this
it's
is
just
gonna
Scott
get
Fritz
interesting
and
too.
Jonathan Schwartz.
Yeah, Wyatt Brackett with the undercut did jump Huffman. So David Brackett is up 1, and Wyatt Brackett too as well. So this is going to get interesting once this all cycles through.
As I see, Wyatt Brackett moved up to the 4th place position. Matt Grenier still in the pit lane, so Wyatt might grab that 3rd place. It looks like Scott Fritz coming down pit lane, but that 95 of Jonathan Schwartz still out there on those tires. So 74 lap tires sitting out here on the track right now. He and Brian Terry are the only ones that have not pit since lap 101.
Jon Schwartz coming in this time.
Oh, Kel Clifton also hasn't pitted as well.
13 and 95 going down pit road.
I think the biggest thing with Jon during this stint, is there a big moment? Hopefully, I don't think anything's gonna come from that, but I think Jon during that, I think he's trying to push it because he wants to have the freshest tires throughout, and I think the difference of 20 laps, maybe even 30 laps, is gonna be huge. There was a big moment right there.
Yeah, as you saw that 13 of Brian Terry getting into the back of Jonathan Schwartz, just couldn't get it slowed up a lot. You know, small little brakes on these big old cars, so they do not like to slow down. But maybe that 95 of Jonathan Schwartz is going to be okay. But Wyatt Brackett's going to assume that lead with John Kinder right on his back bumper. Alex Huffman's going to take over the second position, and look at that, Jimmy Allen up in that 3rd place position. So Jimmy Allen moving himself up back into his original starting position. So good on that 16. That little bit of pit strategy worked out for him. But let's see if we can stay green flag and it work out for him in the long run.
Yeah, Jonathan Schwartz going to be on about 20 lap, from about 15 to 20 lap fresher tires and about the rest of the field here. We'll see if that comes back into play and help him out here. He's up in that 5th place position. Only lost 4 positions on that pit stop. That's 4 positions at Martinsville, though. We'll see how well this 95 is able to fight back with these fresher tires.
Yeah, how about Dylan Butler up into 4th? He did pit on lap 154, so that's a big difference there. But Dylan Butler being up inside the top 5 as we speak, that's pretty good for him for the day. He's been all over having to deal with beating with people's problems that he didn't want to get involved in. But I think the biggest thing right here is Matt. He is all over Jon right now. He is trying to get that spot from him because I think Matt thinks, well, I got to do it now unless it'll probably never happen again. So this may become a huge battle coming towards the end.
Yeah, it's one of those things. It's like, man, this is one of the fastest guys on the track. I can't go slow now. I gotta get moving. As the 95, big move to 96. They're gonna make it stick though. As here comes the 15, too wide down the back straightaway here at Martinsville. As the 15 gonna shoot it in to the back bumper of that 95. As we are gonna be rolling here, this is for that 5th and 6th place position. Jonathan Schwartz gonna be in that 5th spot as he's got Matt Grenier all over his back bumper. Wyatt Brackett though now starting to get, Jonathan Schwartz, as Wyatt Brackett now starting to get caught a little bit by that 8 machine of Alex Huffman. 8 tenths now. It was a 2-second gap, and Alex Huffman put that down to 8 tenths.
Yes.
Whoa, there goes John Kinder up the track. Caution out. I think Wyatt Brackett might have given him the good old punterina right there. I heard, sorry, John.
Yeah, looks like he just got a little tight. 33 did. Kind of tapped him a little. 21 almost had it, and then car just got a little loose underneath him, and around she went.
Yeah, it looks like maybe that 21 came down the bottom of the track just a little bit, but able to save it, keep it off of that wall, and just get it around.
He did drive it in hard, though, Kinder. I mean, that was a big drive in on, too. Very ambitious, but he was able to keep it off the wall, like he said. So, I mean, no harm, no foul. He was just got around, got those rear tires heated up. Good save by Kinder. Man, Justin Winters, good checkup right there. Very aware of what was going on in front of him.
Crazy to think that only the
top
no,
Jonathan or Wyatt Brackett did get a little bit tight. So from that angle, it was an illusion. Sorry, I didn't mean to cut you off there.
No, yeah, I was also watching that too. That's one of those situations you watch from one angle and you're like, oh yeah, okay, I see what it is. You go in car, listen to the throttle and brake, whole different story. Yeah. That's just a situation of one person going in, one person being nice, just mixing.
Oh, and look at pit road. Worlds. Wyatt Brackett down. We got a couple guys that didn't. Alex Huffman, Jonathan Schwartz, Scott Fritz, but Jimmy Allen, Trenton Jump, Dylan Butler, Matt Grenier, David Brackett, Brandon Robertson, Adam Lancaster, Justin Winters, Frankie Barroso, all going to come down pit road this time, boys.
I think the biggest thing, too, here is that only 8 cars on the lead lap as we speak. Of course, we may get another wave around, but only 8 cars out of the 19 still driving are on the lead lap. Essentially, half the field is only on the lead lap. So this race could get dicey with people trying to get their lead laps back, trying to get around the people that are already on the lead lap. So like I said last night when I was talking to Will Weber, my teammate, I said, hey, cautions bring more cautions. So this may turn it up a little bit, especially coming here towards a little bit of the end of the race.
Yeah, Jeremiah, you're right, man. This intensity gonna really be cranked up here, and it is gonna be a big factor. As cautions, cautions breed cautions. That's the saying. You hit it right on the head with that one. And it's gonna be time for these boys to really crank up the intensity. But speaking of cranking up some volume, you need to hit up the Buttkicker Gamer 2 because it adds instant immersion to any game. It's unlike a subwoofer that moves air. Buttkicker products, move actual mass, producing a haptic immersion that's powerful and accurate. So you can experience powerful bass even while using your headphones or gaming headset. Have them Johnnies cranked up and get that awesome immersion on that rig. So you can, and also the Buttkicker 2 doesn't only attach to rigs. It easily attaches to standard center post chairs. So you should check them out, thebuttkicker.com. Get that 20% off discount with Bluegrass iRacing. So get that little bit of a coin taken off that new Buttkicker Gamer 2. And throw it on there. Shout out them Bluegrass boys for getting you that money off. And hey, hit up Buttkicker. Big shout out to them for hopping on here midway through the season.
think a big thing here for this restart is watch Matt Grenier here. I think he's at that situation. He was with Schwartz there. I think he's ready to go. That inside line, depending on who gets rolling on that front row, I think Matt may get the up end of the stick here.
Yeah, and Matt on those fresh tires, man. I mean, Jimmy Allen, Dylan Butler, Matt Grenier, Trenton Jump, Scott Fritz, all those race cars behind the 8 and the 95, all on fresh tires. We're about to roll that dice, man. It's about to get spiced up here. You could probably put all these drivers' names in a hat, shake it up, pull it out, and that still probably couldn't be the winner of this race. You never know. It's going to be anybody's ball game here.
I think a lot of people really don't realize this, but even from last night's race, really, I don't think it's about turn 1. I think the biggest move happens down the backstretch into 3. That's where it's the most crucial. But getting that run out of 2 and getting the good start, that also helps quite a bit. So I think that's what's going to be crucial here.
See the 8 waiting to that jump, but whoa, Jonathan Schwartz not getting off to a good jump there.
Yeah, here comes Jimmy Allen and Matt Grenier on that inside lane. We'll see if that 95 able to file himself back in. It looks like that 15.
Whoa,
A little bit of a gap here between him and that 16. Yeah, that's going to allow that 15 to suck back up to that 16. 95 and Jonathan Schwartz going to be hung on this outside lane here. We'll see if he's able to file back in. 15, big moment.
Whoa,
Big stack up at 3 and 4.
Dylan Butler just got into the wall up there coming out of turn 4. He's going to be able to keep it straight. Let's go on board here with the 16. You see him making a move on the inside of Jonathan Schwartz. Look at that. Jimmy Allen going to move himself up into that second place position. So if you're a Neenitz guy, come on, you got Jimmy Allen back in the second place position.
Yeah, this is getting real interesting right here. People at this point of the race, like last night, less room for error, less room for being nice. This is gonna get real crazy here soon.
Alexa, play Flirting with Disaster, because these boys are about to be on knife's edge for the rest of this race. We got about 60 to go almost, and you're going to see a lot of sawing on those wheels. You're going to see some bumpers being used up here in these next couple moments. Round of 4 going. Oh yeah, and
I forgot about that.
Good bringing up point too early in the race. That 8 did move that 16. And we've got that 16 right here back to the 8. We've got only a handful of laps to go. This is going to be interesting to see. We've got the 16 who was moved earlier by the 8. This could be some sparks flying here soon.
Yeah, I was just sitting there thinking about it. I had my mic muted when I said it, so I do apologize about that. But I was saying that 16 is now back up to that back bumper of that 8.
Whoa, 8 up wide. Opens the door for the 16. Here's going to be that move in. He's not going to make it. 16 going to just wait off for a minute. That's going to allow the rest of this field, though, to get caught up here. 95 and the 15 all over the back bumper of Jonathan Schwartz.
Yeah, I bet you Jimmy Allen right now, he remembers each second of what happened earlier in this race, but he's also got to be smart about it, too, because he's got 2 cars right behind him, so he doesn't want to do anything too crazy, but, hey, that front bumper might as well put a bar on it because I don't think he's afraid to
look at Trenton Jump. I was literally just about to say Trenton maybe being moving Dylan here soon because he's trying to get up there, make himself a factor, and right out of 4, he was trying to move that 96. He's wanting to go. Well, big stack up, big stack up.
Big check
keep
up
it
there
rolling,
for that 16.
keep it rolling. They're all good. They settled it back out.
Yeah, so you can see there that 95's braking zone is completely different than the 16's.
Whoa, 16, big drive out of turn number 2.
Yeah, that's 16. His exits are on point. If he can just add it up and get that entry, he's getting it. He is apexing that corner. This 16, he is really trying to get it going here.
95 all over his rear as well, man. These boys are starting to crank up that intensity as we have 52 laps to the good. Man, this is looking like we're about to see some fireworks go off here in these last 50.
Yeah, as y'all were saying, look, watch the 16 as he goes into the corner. There's a
oh, here he comes. 2 wide. Were they clean it up? Where's that 16 going to use him up? Down the back straightaway, 2 wide for the lead.
Ooh.
Oh, that's 16.
Side by side, clean racing.
They're keeping it off each other.
Yes, sir. Here comes that 8. Big drive in. He's going to diamond that corner, try to get a good run, set himself up for that back straightaway. 16 on the inside lane, though. Here they come down the back straightaway. Battle for the lead. 50 laps to go. Here comes Jonathan Schwartz to the inside.
Yeah, this is going to set up Huffy on the outside lane. He's going to get hung out. Whoa,
Whoa,
just
wobble.
16 getting a little loose there. So that 16 maybe getting back into the gas, but that's going to open up the door for the 95. You see Huffy getting stuck out there on that outside lane.
16 got out of the groove a little bit. Too wide. Here comes Jonathan Schwartz. This is going to open the door now for Matt Grenier as well. As I say that, big wide. He's going to make some contact. Put the 8 back to the inside. We're still rolling.
Yeah, look at that. That 16 of Jimmy Allen's going to make it around that 8. Whoa, look at that. The 8 getting checked out.
Grenier in the wall.
Matt Grenier going to get into the wall back there. You're going to see that too. Get into the back bumper of that 15, but they're going to keep it clean, keep it going. The 15 is going to get around. The 46 is going to get around the 15. But look at this. Jimmy Allen's starting to pull away just a little bit from that 95, but that 95 is keeping him in tow. But Alex Huffman just falling off a little bit. Look at that. He's falling back just a touch. Those tires are just coming out to show their ugly head.
All Jimmy Allen a deer right now because Jon is hunting. I think Jon easily has the speed, but the question is how much is Jimmy willing to hold him up for? They do have a pretty significant gap right now, but man, Jon, he is just trying to get up into clean air as we speak.
You see, there's not any lap cars in front really like that one, besides that one that was going into 1 as they were coming out of 4. So not really much lap cars to dice these boys up yet. They still got a good little bit before they're out there racing to that. So it's just going to be this battle between the 95 and the 16 at the moment. 95's really just going to have to find his way around Jimmy Allen, who's doing an excellent job out there on those newer tires, hanging it out in the lead. Oh.
Yes, Anita, that was a nice clean pass. But yeah, that 95 thinking about that inside lane. You were talking about that 95 has the speed. Maybe he can get up here and get in front of him and just leave him a little bit. But that 16 making that car just a little bit wider than it needs to be. Whoa, that 95 getting a little bit of a shake-up there. It looks like the 95's got a really good drive in, but that 16 has a very, very good drive out.
Biggest thing, too, I'm seeing right now is how about Trenton Jump? He's riding the back bumper of Alex Huffman. I wonder if Huffman maybe tires aren't there.
Oh, Matt Grenier, big
they're
wobble.
getting loose left and right now.
Man, yeah, I was going to say the same thing. I was just about to point those boys out back there, man. That's their 3rd, 4th, and 6th place position in the points. These guys all racing. They are trying to get all the position. You can see some bumpers flying from these boys soon.
Look at that separation there that the 16 is starting to get from the 95. He does have 8 newer lap tires than that 95, so that 16's able to get out in just a little bit. Maybe that's going to come into play. They'll start evening themselves out, but that 13 going to take that high lane.
Good run from the 95 into 3, though. Out of 4 as well.
I think that 95, he's going to do what he did earlier in this race. He knows he's in the perfect spot. He's probably going to sit back, take his time, but when he gets that chance, he's going to pounce on it like a panther. I guarantee it.
Yeah, we might be thinking that 16's in control, but that 95 to himself is probably thinking he's in the driver's seat right now. Look at that, inside. 16, open the door for just a second. That 95's peeking. He's letting him know I'm here, boy.
Yeah, that 95 is definitely letting that 16 know, hey, I can beat you whenever I want. But maybe that 16, like I said, he's able to hold it off. You see the 16 getting a little loose coming out of turn 4. So that 16's got to drive a little more conservative than that if he's going to hold off this 95.
Ooh, he's there. He is waiting. I am excited to see how this is going to end up. I think Jon's also thinking in his mind he doesn't want to burn the tires up too much, but man, it's kind of hard to do that when it's ticking the laps down lap by lap by lap.
Yeah, coming to lap 215 this time once they hit the stripe. We are getting closer and closer to this end, especially at a track like Martinsville, man. Those laps go by really, really quick. We're going to see how long these boys can dice it out here before we get to that checkered. Who's going to be the guy that takes that striper tonight? I don't know, man. This would still be anybody's race. It's definitely not over. And like you were saying earlier, cautions breed cautions. We'll have to see what happens here.
Yeah, but it looks like they've got a really good gap between him and Alex Huffman. Alex Huffman's already fallen back almost 2.5 seconds from that leader. But Trenton Jump all over the back bumper of that 8. So Trenton Jump still looking good, but Matt Grenier, you see him fighting that loose bug there. He's currently still sitting in that 5th place position, so that 15 is still doing a good. Whoa, as I'm talking about him, he's getting loose coming out of turn 4 there. So that's going to open up the door for that 96 of Dylan Butler, but he's just going to go ahead and tuck back in. Look at that, the 33 of Wyatt Brackett making a run back up through the field.
I think another crucial thing here too is I know we saw Alex Huffman doing it earlier in the race, but how well is Jimmy Allen going to be able to get through the lap traffic, especially with Schwartz right there behind him?
Yeah, you are correct. Want to shout out Daniel Worthington. Sorry, buddy. I know I left you on red on Facebook. Just want to say good to have you here, man.
Now, I've also been noticing with
16,
John,
big
though,
moment.
he's, yeah, whoa, big, wow, I just watched a little snippet of that. But another thing, too, is John, he is really sliding the tires through the corners right now. I don't think he's holding back at all. I think he's trying to get there right now.
Yeah, you see that 95 driving it in really hard to keep up with that 16 as he disappears there for a second. But that 95 driving it in a lot harder than that 16. That 16's able to get a really good drive out of the corner. So that's what's keeping him in front of that 95. Whoa, as you see the 95 getting really loose coming out of the turn.
Right up on the back bumper, though, of that 16 of Jimmy Allen. These boys really starting to use that equipment.
Yeah, that 95 is definitely starting to eat that right rear up. You can tell because you see him getting loose coming down. Whoa, as you see that 24 Casey Barlow back there doing the same thing. So maybe that 90, yeah, let's see how this 28 is going to come into play. That 95 is taking a move on the inside.
Here they go. Battle for the lead here for just a moment. That 16 going to shut the door. He's going to be hung on that outside. That's going to allow that 95 to pull up here. If Adam Lancaster moves out of the way down the front stretch, he really doesn't have much place to go. He's going to have to stay to the inside here. That's going to allow Jimmy Allen just a little bit of freedom to go to this outside lane. That 95, though, he looks like he's going to still commit to that inside. Now it looks like he is going to fall back in line there. Just going to go ahead and use this outside lane. Into the wall a little bit on corner exit, though, goes the 95.
Yeah, see, that's a huge difference between Jimmy Allen and Alex Huffman is, as you still see here, Jimmy Allen is stuck on the outside. I think John, he's trying to just get it all figured out here, but that battle, I mean, one car, it could change everything. As even we might start seeing other cars get involved here as Casey's right there, and I bet you he's thinking, man, I really don't want to get involved right now.
Yeah, you know that 16, the only thing that's on his mind right now, he's like, I got to get around this 28. I got to get around this 28. But, whoa, did you see the 95 smacking the wall there coming out of turn 4? So, yeah, that looseness is starting to fight that 95. Whoa, you see that 28?
This is not the kind of battling you want to be doing with a lap car.
Yeah, especially with one of the fastest drivers on the track behind you.
John was even asking for the 28 to move, and he is not backing down. Adam Lancaster, he's saying, hey, boys, you got to be faster than me if you think I'm going to let you guys pass me.
Yeah, will we see that bumper come from the 95 here? This is about to get interesting, boys. We're coming up on that 20 to go mark here in just a moment.
Oh.
Whoa, 16, big send in. 28 around. Here comes the 95. They're going to gather up. That is just going to kill the pace. Whoa, Lancaster just swung back.
Wow. That's all I got to say for that is wow.
Yeah, that is something you do not want to see when you've got the points contenders up here in the front. You got a car roguing it down the track as their caution is out. It looks like Adam Lancaster.
Adam Lancaster, he was holding ground for a while, but going into that corner, Jimmy Allen went to the inside. I think he might have just clipped him a little bit, but then he got onto the apron, went up, tapped him, and could have been 50 times worse because Lancaster hit the wall and it shot right back to the left. And man, that could have been really bad.
Yeah, it swung that race car right back at that 16, man.
I think he might have something wrong with his front axle because when he came out of the corner, it just swung around. I think that would have been a problem because we've been always told by Jason.
Oh, yeah, it took him right around.
Bad.
Look at the right
Yeah,
front
definitely just broke some suspension for sure. Yeah, for a
Jason
second there, I was
says keep it on the wall.
I was for sure thinking, there's no way Adam Lancaster would take a left like that, try to take somebody out. So that was
Yeah.
definitely some suspension
Oh,
issues.
yeah.
So
Look
yeah,
at that
no way.
tire.
I definitely knew. That was why I was baffled. I was like, there's no way. I just saw the 28 take that swing back, man. He was full Yeah, you see him. He was full lock when he made contact with the wall. Probably just snapped something in the suspension. And yeah, look at that front right. It is turned all the way into the left while he's going through the corner, and you see it right here. He's really just cranking the wheel like normal, then bam, around it goes. Man, that got hairy there for a second, though.
This is gonna be interesting. Trenton Jump gets ahead of Alex Huffman on pit road. That's gonna put him in third. Yeah, this is gonna be real interesting here. I don't think this is the last caution. That's one thing.
I'm feeling that same way, my friend. Getting those same vibes right now in the room. It definitely feels like we are going to be seeing some cars being used up here in these last 20.
I think a big advice that a lot of these drivers are probably needing is just really, if it's all about the starts, but you got to pick your battles. I've been trying to say that all night. It's just picking your battles. The start are crucial. Getting your traction. Don't spin the tires. We unfortunately saw that with Jason and a few other guys on the front stretch. And these cars, they got a lot of power. But man, if you think, okay, maybe I can get that little more extra room out in front, it could really bite you. So these guys really need to be smart about this. And also your braking entry, because of course you're not going full speed like you usually would. So this could get a little dicey going into one here. Wow. Wow, wow, wow. This is gonna get hectic real fast.
Yes, sir. Pace lights are off, and you got a lot of hungry boys right now. At 46, we know not afraid to use a bumper. Trenton Jump, man. I love watching Trenton race. He is just always ready to turn up the aggressive factor. And hey, I'm just going to point something back up. That 46 has got a good memory. If you flash back to Dover, 95-46, they made contact after the 46 was leading all race. That 46 might have an extensive memory right here. That's all I'm saying.
This green flag's out. The 95 is going to get out into a jump, but you're going to see him.
Oh, he shoved the 95 down the front stretch. 16 going to make that outside lane work, but he's going to roll 3 wide. Here comes Alex Huffman as they are going to go 2 wide. Trenton Jump, Alex Huffman down the back straightaway as the 16 big out of sorts. Here comes the 46 and the 8, 2 wide out of turn number 4.
Yeah, that 16 of Jimmy Allen, you saw him trying to take that outside lane, but just did not get it woed up like he wanted to. He's going to take it really wide. But Jonathan Schwartz is going to drive out to that lead. He's going to start pulling away just a little bit. But Alex Huffman and Trenton Jump battling behind him.
Side by side, Will Trenton Jump, Alex Huffman. How well are these drivers going to execute? It looks like 46 got loose off corner exit. That did allow the 8 by. Let's see if the 8 can get back up there. He needed that. Call 16 around off the 15 of Matt Grenier. Caution's going to come out.
You can see the 1 of Scott Fritz getting into it, the 16 of Jimmy Allen.
Man.
See the 21 of John Kender without a fender going around.
That looked, such a small little contact. The 16 was coming down, 15 was entering. Tiny little bit of contact, and man, caused the big one here at Martinsville.
Oh yeah, that was not near amount of contact that I thought that was going to be. It was definitely just a little bit of a love tap, and that sent that 16 around. And yeah, that was a big wreck indeed. That's probably one of our most collected wrecks we've had tonight with cars.
Yeah, you see that 15 getting in there probably just a little hot. That 16 maybe having to check up just a little bit. The 15 is going to send that 16 around. Gets him around.
You might have to throw it on board with the 38 of David Brackett because, man, he was right there. And luckily, I don't think he made a single scratch on anyone right there.
Oh, yeah, he got the lucky dog as well. So he didn't make contact.
Clutch. That was big for him.
Look at him. There. He's behind Scott Fritz and John Kender. Look at him just driving through it, man. Brackett with the goat just handles right there. I mean, that was awesome. That's the experienced veteran right there, making it get done under that caution. Oh, Matt Grenier into line.
Yeah, rough way. He was having a really strong race, especially starting from the back. He just that one little bit of contact at a short track, it can do a lot, and that's unfortunate. But hey, you never know, though. You never know. Anything can happen.
Jimmy Allen, David Brackett, excuse me, Chris, Tyler Johnson, Mo Abbott, down pit road this time. Justin Winters as well. So a couple guys coming down pit road.
Yeah, you see that 15 missing that front bumper, so Matt Grenier's got himself in a little bit of a pickle right now.
Yeah, this is going to get interesting, especially here. Huffman right back to the front row, and of course, like you said, Trenton right there. I mean, it's coming down to crunch time. I do not know what I'm going to see, but man, I'm getting the popcorn out right now.
Oh yeah, just here in the top fourth, 7th place in the points in the lead, 4th place in points. Going to restart on that outside lane. Restarting behind the leader is going to be 3rd place in points, and right there in that 4th spot, that's going to be 5th place in points. You've got Wyatt Brackett, got to be up here restarting behind Alex Upton, who he's trying to get in front of to get himself into the playoffs. You got guys trying to win races. Trenton Jump, you got, Alex Huffman, you got Jonathan Schwartz, who needs to win. This is set to be a finish right here in these last 8.
Yeah, it's going to
be... A lot
be...
can change, too.
Sorry, go ahead.
I was going to say a lot can change here, too. Just by one of these drivers in the front row winning, or even Trent, it could change a lot of things for these points.
Yeah, we're going to see who makes it, breaks it.
It's going to be 9 to go this time. Green, green, green. Oh, Trenton Jump all out of sorts. He got it gathered back up, though. He's going to keep his place, it looks like.
Yeah, we're going to see that 8 of Alex Huffman take that outside lane, but he's going to fall back to that 2nd position. Let's see if he's got anything for that 95. Whoa, look at that big bump.
Oh, here he comes inside. 95 going to shut the door. It's the 8 still coming. He's there. He's there. Here he comes. 2 wide. This is going to be your race for the lead. 95 big in the wall. That could have been a moment for a second, but the 8 going to clear himself. Wyatt Brackett into the 8, into the 95. And here comes Jonathan Schwartz again.
Yeah, that was just a big train of events that just happened there. Whoa, you see that 46 doing the same
Wyatt
thing.
Brackett into the... Man, these guys are exchanging blows right now. Like fighters, right, left. I mean, just trading blows. 8 of Alex Huffman from the lead 1-2 laps ago. Now maybe into that 4th spot. Wyatt Brackett pinching Trenton Jump. We're going to see some bumpers fly here in these next 2. I'm for sure guaranteeing.
I was just shocked. Wyatt Brackett technically just pushed Jon out into the lead. That was crazy.
Oh, here comes Alex Huffman. Crossover out of 4, excuse me.
Yeah, you see that 46 Trent Jump taking that inside lane with Alex Huffman. Maybe he knows that inside lane is going to work. Well, let's see if that 33 of Wyatt Brackett is going to have anything for that 8. You see that? Oh, you see Wyatt Brackett pinching that 8 all the way down to the bottom of the track.
Using him up. 5 to go, 4 to go, excuse me, this time by. Here comes the 8, inside lane. Wyatt Brackett still trying to make that outside work. Jonathan Schwartz out to the lead while this is all happening behind him. And here comes 46, 96 around. This might switch it up. Caution might come out. We're going to stay green. 3 laps to go. Will Jonathan Schwartz win his way in? Trenton Jump around. Caution guaranteed to come out. No caution. Overtime. We're going to overtime.
Wow. Trenton Jump, no contact. Just got a little too excited and just wheel hopped it in. We've seen that numerous times in the 1, and man, he was there, and it looks like he just wheel hopped, and up she went. Alex Huffman gonna fit? Nope.
to see that 16 also getting into it. So that's an unfortunate turn of events there for that 16 car.
Oh my God.
That was just crazy how we had Wyatt Brackett push Jon, we had Trenton push Wyatt, and it was just like a train, just the leakage and the slack. It was wow.
I mean, the 33 made the 95 give the 8 the bump and run. Then the 46 gave the 33 a bump and run, which made him give the 8 the bump and run. I mean, just all sorts of blows. Look at that, man. That was insane. Racing here at Martinsville, that is some Saturday night short tracking right there.
Yeah, this is that was the thing is that I'm kind of thinking about is how the points look. I don't know if Wyatt was too happy to give Jon a push. I know he probably wasn't intending to do it, but man, I bet you Wyatt's sitting there thinking, well, I thank God for this caution, because I guarantee you it probably wouldn't have benefited him that much there, because of course I bet you Wyatt Brackett, he is itching to just at least get a sniff of first place right now.
Sarah May's in the YouTube chat. It's gonna get spicy.
Yeah, cautions bring more cautions, and man, like I said, I would not be surprised if we have a second attempt at this, but man, the way that was rolling right there at the end, that was really great racing. And like you said, Saturday night racing here, that's what we're seeing right now.
Yeah, Saturday night short track racing. That's it's one of those things, you know, the bumper, the pushing. You know, we just went to a short track race the other day and saw somebody slam the ever-loving snot out of somebody going into turn one. So it's just one of those things you love to see at a short track, and especially at Martinsville. But hey, this race is turning out to be really good. Just want to thank everybody out there on the Facebook, on the YouTube. Hopefully the stream has not lagged at all. Have not seen that it's lagged at all. So hopefully it's been good. Just want to say that we really appreciate everybody out there on that YouTube and Facebook page. Go ahead, if you haven't already, make sure to smash that like button. Turn on the notification bell on YouTube so that way you never miss any of the races when we go live. And also on that Facebook, make sure to hit that like and that follow so that way you can always watch and make sure we got races going on.
Once again, I think this inside line is going to prevail here. I think that Wyatt, with the pushes he was making, I would not be surprised to see him really try to make a move here.
I think that 8 of Alex Huffman's going to give it everything he's got on that outside lane. He is really going to try to bring it to these boys on the restart right here. And he's going to be able to get to that inside lane, maybe. No, he's not. Good run out of 2, though. Side by side with the 95. They're going to grab the white flag this time. No, right? Next time. Am I tripping already?
Oh, white flag.
Yeah. Yeah. As I said, I knew we ran a green flag lap already. Here they come, white flag. Will that 95, said it earlier, win his way into the championship from that 7th place position? Here comes Wyatt Brackett to the inside. 2 wide coming out of turn number 3. As Jon Schwartz out of turn number 4, he is going to grab the checkered flag and win his way into Phoenix. And behind them, it's going to be Wyatt Brackett picking up 2nd place with Alex Huffman in that 3rd place position.
Close drag race for 2nd between Brackett and Huffman. Brackett's going to get that spot. You know, like I said, you never know. That may spice it up a little because you got to remember Brackett's behind Huffman in points, so we'll see. But then again, with Alex getting that stage win, may help with that.
Yeah, and Trenton did finish in that 9th place position, and he's above Alex.
Yeah, this is... I think the way the points are going to look, I'd have to refresh to see where Wyatt Brackett finished in the stage, same with Trenton Jump, but I think Huffman should be good. think he should be moving on. I think the question is that 4th spot.
Yeah, I know Jason just said if we wanted to hang on for just a moment, those points are getting worked on right now. We should know who's going through the Final Four. He said that for sure Schwartz and Fritz obviously locked in now automatically. But those last 2 positions, we're going to have to figure out. As we're going to go through your post-race results here, as that 95 of Jonathan Schwartz going to win his way into that Final Four, as he is going to pick up that 1st place position. Wyatt Brackett, he is going to finish in that P2 spot with Alex Huffman in P3. Then it's going to be Jimmy Allen in P4 with Matt Grenier in P5. Tyler Johnson P6 with Scott Fritz in P7. David Brackett in P8 with Trenton Jump P9. Mo Abbott P10 with Brandon Robertson P11. Justin Winters P12 with Frankie Barroso P13. John Kinder P14 with Adam Lancaster P15. Brian Terry P16 with Casey Barlow P17. Dylan Butler P18 and Cale Clifton going to round out your field in that P19 spot. So it looks like we're just waiting on that 8 and that 33 of Wyatt Brackett for those post-race interviews, but
could be correct or wrong when I say this, but I think Jon will take the interview. I think he just didn't want to be distracted if he won the stage. I am confirming that with Jason as we speak. Because, I mean, hey, if I just wanted to get myself to Phoenix, I mean, hey, I'd probably want to say a few things.
Yeah, he's in the staging area currently. I know they were saying that earlier Jonathan may not want to take an interview, but it seems like he might have changed his mind as he's taking that Polish victory lap. He is in the staging area. He said that Jason said he'll be able to update the points as soon as Schwartz does hop off the track. But they are allowing him to get that Polish victory lap in, get that burnout in. I mean, he did just win his way into the championship from that 7th place position. So Schwartz definitely taking all that celebration he can right now, as he will putting it up, grab that checkered flag virtually, and get that thing back to the hauler, get it signed up, or get it packed up and ready for next week at Phoenix. We'll let the points cycle through here before a moment. Don't want to interview anybody and say any wrong things about the Final Four, as I want to make sure we've got all the right people in position for that Final Four before we interview any of our top 3. Wait, is my mic not hot? Unmute. As you're watching that final finish right here, that was Jonathan Schwartz grabbing the white flag, that 33 of Wyatt Brackett. We need to go back and watch that finish right here, Chris. So we'll hop on board with that 33 of Wyatt Brackett. As, yeah, there it is. That was Wyatt Brackett just by a hair at the lawn. He's going to grab that photo finish, and he's going to grab that 2nd place. It's just now, with these point calculations, you've got so many different drivers that needed to finish in certain spots, finishing in maybe in the spots they needed. It's just, this is one of those nights that it is going to be maybe a big shakeup, in going into the championship for next week.
Just want to say that was an amazing race. Alex Huffman and Jon having full control over this race. Jon, I would give him the biggest credits because the way he was able to maintain the tires, keep himself a good distance. Yeah, the car wasn't pretty, but hey, this ain't a car show. There's no trophy for the prettiest car, but I give big creds to Jon. He did almost everything exactly he needed to. Track position, he was there for it. The strategy between him and Alex worked out to perfection, and I mean, there's really nothing much else more you could do. I've learned that with my part-time racing here in Cup, is you cannot make any mistakes, and Jon did not make a single one.
Yeah, very consistent all night. That car was firing off of, metaphorically, we know it was firing on all cylinders, but it was firing off of all cylinders, man. He had that thing rolling. It seemed like that hot rod tuned up. It was on rails tonight, and they had it rolling. We should be getting the points here in just a moment, and we'll get to these top 3 interviews. As we know, some of these guys probably ready to hit that road and celebrate, get themselves to bed. So we know it's a little bit late here, but those points will be rolling in, and we'll be letting you know who made it into the round of 4 in just a moment, and then get into those post-race interviews. But man, again, just a great finish to this race, and even with the green-white checkered, man, that just spiced it up even more. Then you didn't even know who was going to get it. Just an awesome finish. We'll go ahead and play that back on screen one more time, just in case you missed it. So, but again, just an awesome finish to the night here. This was really anybody's fight.
I think the biggest thing too, and I think all these drivers can agree, is that everyone finished coming across the line inside the top 5. There's no arguing about, oh, this guy dumped me. That was just good racing, and that's just what you expect to watch, and also for the drivers to have, is to be able to have that respect. Now, maybe there might be a little tussle about, oh, he didn't give me enough room, but hey, at least everyone crossed the line, and it was just an amazing finish there at the end. That was about almost as perfect as you can get. Just unfortunate for some of the other drivers, especially Matt. I mean, hey, he still got 5th, but having that EOL and having to make his way back up, I mean, things could have been different, and that's why it's just you cannot make any mistakes here in this Cup Series.
All right, should we go ahead and bring in our winner, Jon Schwartz, since we know he's locked in? Yeah, we'll go ahead and bring in our winner and have a word with Jon Schwartz since he locked himself into that championship for next week. Jonathan Schwartz, this is Chris, Josh, and Jeremiah up in the booth. You got a copy, buddy?
I got a copy of you guys.
Well, hey, man, you just came into the night 7th overall in the championship, and coming out of night, you have just locked yourself into Phoenix. A dominant race all night from that 95 machine, and just awesome battles all night between you and Alex Huffman. We've really got to see some wheel-to-wheel and just really clean short track racing. Awesome show that you put on for us here tonight. How are you feeling after winning yourself into the championship for next week?
We freaking did it. Oh my gosh. Oh my wow. That's just, after last week, I was just so down for like a day or two and just like thinking, why didn't I just play it safe? Why didn't I just hang in the back at Dega? It was just like I was kicking myself for so many days and just giving myself denial. Like, oh, I just like all these things going through my head, and I'm just like putting so much pressure on myself for this one race that I know is just like one of the hardest tracks in the calendar. Always so close racing, and everyone's got to be super aggressive, especially at the end. And I put in so much practice this week. I put like hundreds more than any other week before, and man, I'm just that was so much fun, and I'm so happy to be in victory lane.
Heck yeah, man, it was an awesome show, dude. You're gonna have to once you see that, you're gonna realize, man, you guys were very close. I mean, that was just door to door. I mean, wheel to wheel all night. I mean, you guys were not given an inch, but you guys did it so cleanly. And coming in tonight, like you said, there was so much pressure on that 95 machine. I mean, pretty sure you felt like you had the weight of the world on your back getting in that race car here tonight. And man, out of all that frustration, all the thoughts coming into tonight, John, man, you put down one heck of a race, and you were hauling the mail tonight on those boys. And with all that pressure, you definitely shined, and you showed what it took here to get it done here tonight. And it was just an awesome showing for you. It was really awesome to see you win your way into the championship for next week.
Yeah, I mean, it was so fun to battle with Alex. I mean, I knew he and I think it was like whoever between us was going to win was going to be the person that was going to make it in. So I think he was the guy that was like 4th in the playoff standings. And I feel bad that he wasn't able to make it. I don't think, if I'm not wrong from that. But I mean, we just had such a great battle. And at the very end, Jimmy Allen and I, we were going really close to it. And I was just trying to get up to his bumper for so many laps. And I was burning off my rear tires, just sliding off those corners. And at that final 10 laps, I think I got hit by Wyatt or something like that into Alex. I mean, I wasn't trying to make any aggressive moves. I was just trying to really put a lot of pressure on them, hope they slid up. And I think I just got hit from behind, and then I accidentally hit him as well. And I just opened up a space there, and I got lucky there, since I was not expected to actually get like a assisted bump and run there to help me get into the lead. But I mean, everyone's got to be aggressive at the end, and I'm just happy to be in the right place at the right time. So, man, super stoked. I'm so happy for you guys broadcasting. I love how you put in a great show every week, Josh and Chris. And let's freaking go to Phoenix. Oh my gosh.
Well, yeah, man. We had Jeremiah up here in the booth with us as well tonight. He did an excellent job up here. He was Dude, so excited watching you boys out there race. That was just a good show you put on. Jeremiah, you got any words for our winner here, Jonathan?
Yeah, one of my biggest things I kind of want to ask, it's kind of fun driver to driver, and especially hopefully I'll be racing you. So coming from Talladega, it's just full throttle, running around, huge speed track, to coming here, and especially with you touched on how you what happened with you last week. What was your mindset right before that green flag drop tonight?
I mean, I would say the thing that seemed really important to me was I know that this is a long race, 250 laps, but I feel when it's going to come down to it, there's going to be short runs at the end. And so I was just like, the key in my mind is figure out how to have short run speed at the end, because that's what's going to matter, I guess, when it counts. So that was my goal, and I think I was I don't know if I was the fastest on short run speed. I felt like Alex is actually really strong as well as Wyatt. And if he went green to the end, that would have been really close on fuel as well. So a lot of factors came into this. But yeah, I mean, short run speed, and I'd say just managing your rear tires, since you can really burn them up.
All right. Well, hey, Schwartz, you picked up that win here tonight, buddy. Got yourself into Phoenix next week, man. Probably one of the most hypes I've heard you in an interview. So I know this one means a lot to you, man. And heck yeah, I'm so glad that hard work paid off for you, buddy. And it's good to see you in victory lane and fighting for that championship next week. Excuse me. We know you've been a tough car all season to beat. You've got a lot of wins on this season. I think this will be number 6, and looking good going into Phoenix, buddy. Hopefully you're able to put in that practice, and we're going to see a good show from you out there next week. But you got any final words, final thoughts, or shout outs before we let you go here tonight?
I guess that's what I say. In real life, this is the Goodies Headache Relief 500, and I swear I'm so relieved after that race. I mean, there was just, obviously I'll thank my sponsors, Phoenix 7 on the car, GTR simulators, RS Button boxes, and all Triple O Motorsports. At the start of the season, I didn't know how this was going to go, and as the season went on, I felt like we had a really good shot at making the Championship 4, and that was my goal. I don't know what's going to happen there, since everyone's going to be on their A game. Everyone's preparing for it, but man, I'm just so happy to represent this team.
Well, heck yeah, it's gonna be fun to watch you race next week, Jonathan. And hey, don't celebrate too hard tonight, man. But go actually celebrate as hard as possible. That's what we're gonna actually leave you off with. But hey, again, congratulations, Jonathan, man. Awesome to see you win your way in to the championship 4 next week. Have a good rest of your night, and we'll be seeing you tuned up and ready to go next week.
Yeah, thank you guys.
Thank you, buddy. All right, and I heard that Collins gave me the points through driver chat in the game. I'm gonna actually jump into his channel right quick, just get that final 4 right quick. We know who 2 of the drivers are. I just didn't get the last 2, so just give me one moment. Actually, he just messaged me because he's the legend. So okay, it was Fitz, Schwartz, Allen, and Huffman.
Wow.
So Jimmy Allen and Alex Huffman made it in. So unfortunately, we're gonna be interviewing Wyatt Brackett in that second spot, but he did not make it into the playoffs. So should we go to that second or third position since we just came first? We should just go ahead and go to second. Yep. All right, so we'll go ahead and bring in Wyatt Brackett. Hey, Wyatt Brackett, Chris, Josh, and Jeremiah up here in the booth. You got a copy, buddy?
10-4.
Hey, man, sorry about that, Wade. Well, hey, you just finished second here in at Martinsville. Unfortunately, after the points have been tallied up, it looks like you're not going to make it into that Final Four, man. But hey, you still had a great race here tonight. You put everything you had into it. Saw the bumpers moving at the end. Wyatt, I know this is probably a tough end of the season, buddy, but how you feeling after tonight, and what you got tuned up for us coming in here in the future?
Well, I knew coming in tonight it was a win or bust situation. I knew I just wasn't going to make up the points, having a 20-man field, and I know Huffman and Jimmy and all these guys that are racing for the final spots are always going to be up front in the stages. So really the only way to get really in was having these guys get wrecked and be just basically stuck laps down in the back was really the only way besides winning. So I came in tonight giving it my all, and I did. I mean, I came out with a P2. I mean, I can't be upset with that. Jon was super fast, Alex super fast, and I found the grit there at the end to keep up with them, and it just came up a little too short. But it was great racing all night. It was a great race, super fun, but I'm looking to the season finale next week, and then I'm off to something else.
Heck yeah, Wyatt. It was awesome seeing you put everything you had out there on the track, man. you could definitely tell you were just driving full spirited out there. You were giving it everything you had, and you almost got that win here tonight, man. Unfortunately, it's not gonna carry over into next week, but you're still gonna have a lot of momentum going into Phoenix. We know that 33 Yingling machine is probably gonna be bad fast again, like you have been week in and week out this second half of the season. But we had Jeremiah up here from the Truck Series watching you boys race tonight. Jeremiah, you got any words with Wyatt before we let him go here tonight?
Yeah, man, Wyatt. Watching those laps, I was like, man, Brackett, he's got to go. It's green light, and man, it was honestly one of the best races I've watched probably in a long time, apart from real life. But I guess my only question is during this Martinsville race, what do you think was the toughest thing going on throughout all green flag runs, cautions? What was the toughest thing to you?
The toughest thing was picking up that EOL there. It just kind of set my pace back a little bit, just being stuck behind all the lap cars. I knew we were going to have like a good green flag run, and I was worried it was going to run green all the way to the end. So I gave it everything I could. I mean, I worked through all those lap cars all the way up to the top 5, within the first, I'd say 20 laps or so. So that was probably the toughest part of the night for me. But other than that, it was just racing all these guys for that last playoff spot, man. They all raced hard, and they were all smooth and consistent, and if you messed up, it was going to hurt you bad.
Heck yeah, Wyatt. Man, unfortunately, it doesn't carry on for you, but hey, you did an excellent job. And like we said, we saw 100% heart, effort, and everything going into that race car tonight. You did an excellent job. Almost got that one position you needed to turn that season around and keep it rolling. But hey, you did an excellent job, man. And we know you're not going to hang your head at that. You did all you could. You ran with a great group of guys tonight, and you really showed you had the speed to possibly get it done against a lot of fast race cars out there tonight. And that's going to help build that momentum in that 33 camp. But Wyatt, if you've got any final words, final thoughts, or final shout outs before we let you go here tonight, buddy, you can go ahead and throw them out there.
Yeah, I just want to give a shout out to everybody in Bluegrass Racing. It's been an awesome season. I had a halfway at the beginning, towards the halfway, I had like a 5-race wrecking streak. So it really set me back. And so I just told myself to grit down and really bear down for the rest of the season. And it ended up paying off to make it to the final, or the second to last, the final 8. So it ended up working out. All the guys in this league are great. I'm going to miss you guys next season. I hope you guys have the best season. My teammates, Matt, Brandon, and my dad, you guys are great. Thank you guys for always giving me all the tips that I need, and always being there to practice when we need some practice. And you guys in the booth, man, you guys make this so much fun to go back and rewatch. So thank you guys for what you do for Bluegrass.
Heck yeah, man. Wyatt, well, if we don't get the opportunity to speak to you before the end of next week, good luck in your future adventures, man. It's been an awesome season watching you bounce around. Like you said, you had that wooden streak where you just had the races that weren't going your way, but you still gritted through it. You hammered down, you got the head down, you made yourself all the way to the round of 8, almost netted yourself into the round of 4. So definitely a good little season from you here. It was a tough field out there this season. But Wyatt, again, man, congratulations on that second place, and we're ready to see you come out here next week at Phoenix and hopefully dice it up with these boys in the championship 4.
I'll be there.
All right, well, heck yeah, it was good talking to you, Wyatt, and we'll be seeing you next week, buddy.
Sounds good. Have a good night, guys.
You too. All right, and that was Wyatt Brackett. Going to go ahead and have a talk now with your third place finisher, Alex Huffman, and the man who is going to be racing in next week's championship 4. Alex Huffman, Chris, Josh, and Jeremiah up here in the Bluegrass booth. You got a copy, buddy?
Yeah, I got y'all.
Hey, man, sorry about that. A little bit of a wait there. We were just waiting on those points to roll through, but luckily for you, with that wait, you did get into the Final 4, man. You're going to be racing for that championship 4 next week, so you were a very dominant race car out there all night. It looked like you were the car to beat there all night. And unfortunately, there towards the end, it looked like that 33 got into the back of the 95, which got into the back of you. And then it was just kind of a little bit hard to regain. But, take us through those early steps of the race, man. You were running really good out there. You think you had that car to beat tonight, or do you think towards the end there you were just falling off, or was it just that contact maybe that, got you a little bit out of your groove there at the end?
I think me and Jon probably had the 2 best cars all night long, because run after run, it was me and Jon just checking out from everybody else. And I was like, well, this is probably going to be settled between us. And then we had that caution during the green flag pit cycles. And right after he pitted and he was still in the lead lap, he got a caution. So he was on newer tires than I was. I was like 15 lap old or so tires. And that quick caution hurt my tires because didn't give me enough time to cool down, and people behind me, of course, pitted. So kind of screwed myself and gave up control of the race. But I guess I'll take third. I wish that contact between him and Wyatt didn't happen because I don't know how I pulled that crossover on Jon to get to his inside there out of 4. But I was like, yes, I cleared him. I'm gone. And next thing you know, I got punted, and I was just the first thing I did was hit the brakes because I was like, I'm not going up the track, but I still did anyways.
Yeah, man, that's a it was a tough moment right there at the end. Everybody was racing really hard. I mean, luckily for you though, Huffy, you are gonna make it in the championship 4, man, and it's gonna be fun to see you battling out there with Phoenix last night, like how we had you up in the booth for the Truck Series. We brought Jeremiah from the Truck Series in here to watch you boys here tonight. Jeremiah, you got any words here for Alex? We know you were hyping him up all night up there. He was running good. You were talking about him. You got any words here or questions for Huffy?
Yeah, first things I want to say is it was a pleasure also racing with you guys when I was doing a little bit of part-time for Gary. Man, I can easily tell from the first time we raced, I was like, yeah, this man Huffman, I was always asking about you, and you definitely got speed. And tonight you showed it off, especially being out in the front, race starts, and trying to hold off Jon for a good bit of the race. But I guess my biggest question is you're going from Martinsville to Phoenix, and it's 2 tracks that are not very similar, as you could probably tell just by looking at it. But going into the Final 4 and going to a track like Phoenix, what's kind of your mindset going into that, or your strategy?
Just hoping to keep the car underneath me for the whole race. Try to kind of do like my cousin Dustin did last year, just be there at the end. I mean, he didn't run hard all race long, but at the end of that, he came around and won it. And I just hopefully I'm gonna poke his brain a bit because he's faster than me there. So gonna bug him some, try to learn some stuff. But I mean, Martinsville is a heavy braking track, and Phoenix at times you're gonna have to get heavy on the brakes, especially in the flat. Turn 1 now technically in real life, but on iRacing turn 3 it's tricky. But I don't know. I just hope I'm not as sweaty as I am tonight because it's a full length race next week, and I'm not gonna enjoy it too much.
Well, we're gonna have a blast out there at Phoenix, man. Huffy, it's gonna be fun to see you out there in that championship 4, man. Was glad to see you squeak your way in here and pick up one of those spots for that trophy battle next week at Phoenix. So hey, Huffy, before we let you go here tonight, man, you got any final thoughts, final words, final shout outs before we let you go here and let you get some celebrations and get ready for next week?
I'm gonna low key blame y'all for a commentator's curse, but but no, I gotta thank Alan's Body Shop being on the car, Deb at Old School Diecast for being on there, Jason for putting on this league, Jon for running an awesome race. That was a blast battling with him. We never made contact though there when Wyatt got into him. So I mean, we raced hard all race long, and it was fun. A workout. Got to thank y'all up in the booth, of course, and of course having me last night. That was fun. Heck, I might need to do it more often, but hopefully I can pull something out of my tuchus to my next weekend.
Well, heck yeah, Huffy, man. It's gonna be a blast watching you boys dish it out there at Phoenix. We know that's a tricky track to get under you sometimes, and it's gonna be fun to watch all y'all really come to grips and battle it out amongst the field. But hey, Huffy, again, congratulations, buddy, and hey, well, hopefully we'll be having a word with you next week.
I hope so too.
All right, man. Well, hey, again, congratulations, and have a good night. We'll be seeing you next week.
Thank you. You too.
All right, and that was Alex Huffman. Well, Jeremiah, Chris, you guys got any final words before we get this thing wrapped up and get the fans going here tonight?
Man, all I gotta say is this has been a long season. I mean, it's crazy to think that back in April we were racing at Daytona to start off the year, and now it's coming down to this. We got 1 week left. 1 week for everyone to give it what they got. You ain't got to worry about another week after this. We got 8 drivers in both series, 4 apart, trying to get that championship, and that's what people have been working hard all year long. So, and of course, I'd like to thank you guys for having me. It's kind of funny. Growing up, my nickname was Microphone, so being up here in the booth actually came to fruition for quite a long time. So I do appreciate being up here, and man, this race was probably, I've got to say, at least top 3 other than me in my vision of winning at Dega, of being one of the best races I've seen. Like I always say, you guys put on a great show. It's always cool to have this be a part of all this, and the amount of effort that these drivers, league owners, and you guys that put into this is out of this world. So yeah, appreciate it. Also, all the people watching out there. I know I had a few of my buddies watching every week. Got to keep this going. I like getting the brand bigger and always racing. That's what we're here to do, is watch some people turn left, because that's what we like to do, boys.
Chris, you got any words for him?
Yeah, sorry, I was reading something. Yeah, just you know, like I say, you know, every week, you know, Bluegrass, you know, these guys have brought us in. They've done a lot for us. They've helped us out. You know, me and Jason have talked. You know, hung out with a lot of guys, met a lot of, you know, different drivers, a lot of different people in here, and it's one of those things that I'm just grateful to be able to be a part of it. You know, and so thank you, Jason. You know, all the guys that are a part of Bluegrass that help out in the background. You know. All the guys that don't really get out and race, but, you know, they'll do race control or whatever. You know, just shout out to everybody that helps keep this going, because, you know, we couldn't do this without you guys, and, you know, we have a blast, you know, every week. So, you know, just being able to watch the races, so, you know, being able to be a part of it, that makes it so much more better. So just, you know, big shout out to the Bluegrass guys, and you know, hey, Jeremiah, having you up here in the booth, you know, that was a lot of fun, man. You know, if you know what, like we always say, everybody's more than welcome to come up here in the booth. Everybody just got to ask.
Hey man, I'm gonna be asking every single week next season, so just you wait.
10-4.
Hey, heck yeah, man! I was gonna say before we let him go, Jeremiah, just a big shout out to you, man. It was awesome having you up here in the booth. Hey, nicknames microphone, you got to run with that, dude. You were definitely spitting on the microphone tonight. You had it all down pat. Did a great job, and it was just a absolute pleasure having you up here in the booth, and just awesome, man. Week in and week out, we get to you know pick the brains of more of you drivers, and it's just fun to have you guys up here and really show y'all's natural mentality of the race, just or natural understanding of the race, just really come out. You have such a great mentality, all you guys, and it's just fun having each and every one of you. You all have, you know, a different experience, a different opinion of what's going on in the race, and it's just fun to see what you guys have to say. So a big shout out to you, Jeremiah, and just glad you came up here in the booth with us. But hey, just want to say a big shout out to Buttkicker, big shout out to the Bluegrass guys, and big shout out to the YouTube and Facebook page. If you're on that YouTube, make sure to hit that subscribe button, turn on that notification bell so you know when we go live. If you're on that Facebook, hit that like button, click that share. Let some friends know. Spam them. You got to spam them. Just spam. That's how you get people to notice you on Facebook. Just spam. So just send them in their messenger, share it to their page, do whatever. I mean, just let them know, hey, Bluegrass, literally the best. Like, I don't know what you're doing. So make your friends watch us. I'm telling you, they're not gonna dislike it. They're gonna love it. So hey, just a big shout out to you fans. Thank you for coming here another week. As you saw the Truck Series last night, set the Final Four. You saw the Cup Series here tonight, set the Final Four. Once again, before we let you go, we'll let you know the Final Four. It was Scott Fritz, Jonathan Schwartz, Jimmy Allen, and Alex Huffman. That will be your Final Four going into Phoenix next week. So we will see the trucks Tuesday night, 9 p.m. racing as well for the championship. Cup Wednesday night, 9 p.m. racing for the championship. So 1 week, be here, 9 p.m. and we will see you guys racing for the trophy, and who will be the guy that hosts that trophy at the end of the season. So it's not going to be one that you're going to want to miss. You're definitely going to want to be here. So we will be seeing you folks next week, and have a good rest of your week. And we hope you enjoyed tonight. We'll be seeing you next week at Phoenix.